If you ever had a second chance, you better be thankful. If you ever had a second time around,
man, I've been through it, I lost out and I'm faced with defines wrong. Feel no hope, bad thoughts choosing to die, go home. When I was sitting up on that Greyhound, my mind went through these zones like you got none. Lost everything, is no good, feeling alone. Ay, pockets had no dollars, life didn't make sense. How did I end up back where I started, what did I miss? I went from condos to Pop's house, on calls, now bus routes, and the one person who had the key to my heart.
What up, and welcome to the Nothin to Somethin podcast. It's your boy Paul P, and we are here with an all-men's panel for the first episode of The Lion's Den. Yeah. Oh man, we're about to get it. But before we get into it, before we get started, I want to ask everyone watching to please press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber yet, to keep up with all the amazing new content that we have coming for you. And as you can see, we have a lot of good new content coming for you, so subscribe today, you feel me? Also, during the video, please feel free to participate in the chat to let us know what you think about the discussions that we will be having today. I know y'all gonna wanna say something in the chat today, you feel what I'm saying? And also, don't hesitate to support the channel if you want to send us a super chat. Hey, you know what I'm saying? We got bills to pay and stuff like that, so don't hesitate to send that super chat. All right. So let me just go over this a little bit before, everybody in here introduce themselves. I wanted to do an all men's panel to basically have the type of conversations that men don't typically have outside of the barbershops, in their homes, the gyms with the men and stuff like there. I wanted to have that right here on the Nothin to Somethin podcast. I always wanted to do this panel to discuss certain important topics and give young men advice from men who, I respect, that are, also independent creators, business owners and things like that, because I know a lot of young men, men in general may not have someone they could have these type of conversations with, and because this is a men's channel. This is a men's channel, you know what I'm saying? And that's what the Nothin to Somethin podcast is all about, you feel me? So as we go around the room, you already know the bro JY Want More here, the host of AMC, showing things like that, you know what I'm saying? What up, bro? You good?
Yo, you already know, Triple G's with me, looking good, smelling good, and feeling good, baby.
Yes, sir, And now we're going to go around and let, all the other men introduce yourself. We're going to start over here on the left side, let them know, hey, what you do, a little bit about yourself, you feel me?
Hey, what's going on? It's Geronimo Swag from Long Beach, California. I work for a marijuana company right now at this time, and I'm doing music. That's what I'm on right now.
That's what's up, you know what I'm saying? Welcome, Swag, you know what I'm saying? Here for the very, very first episode of Lion's Den. All right. Nice.
Hey, what's good? My name's Tony, man. I'm from Long Beach as well, but I'm out of Detroit, and by way of Long Beach. And I own a few things. I got some real estate. I own a nail shop. I have a few things going on though, but we'll talk about all that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome. You know what I'm saying? Welcome. All right.
My name is Jonathan Blackman. I'm from Mississippi. I live in California. I'm a master barber. I'm actually Paul's barber also. Been his barber for years now.
Hey, man,
but
I got to give you keep your boy looking fire.
I'm Tone's barber too. I'm sorry. I'm Tone's barber too.
Hey, shout out to that.
It's your man's Jerome. Me and my twin here, we own staffing agencies and trucking companies and different other things that we do. We write also and do movies and stuff. So, we multi-gifted.
All right. Jerome in the building.
This is Jay Hall's the gentleman. Second half of 20 Image. Like you said, we own trucking companies, staffing agencies.
Twins. I just had to get, you know what I'm saying? We got twins at the table.
Twins in the building.
Through, so we going to hear a different perspective from twins. You feel what I'm saying?
Twins in the building. By way of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, stand up.
All right, man.
Black and yellow.
All right. Okay, so now we got some mainstream topics that we're gonna discuss today, and questions I want us to go over. You know, that's the type of things we may discuss, you know, in the barbershops, you know what I'm saying, or at home with just homies and the fellas and everything like that, you know. So we're gonna hop up into the first question, you know, and then just, you know, vibe from there, you know, because that's how we do. That's how men do it. You feel me? So in part of the title today for this episode, it said, a man should put building his foundation before anything. You know, I believe that's important. You know, that's the topic in the title. You know, I want to know, do all of you men, you know, agree with that or feel differently? And, you know, we'll start with you, Swag. You know, I just want to get y'all feelings on that.
Man, I agree on that. I'm gonna keep it 100 on that. I just been in a situation where I didn't lay my, you know, foundation first, and it was not good.
Yeah. So you do believe that, yeah, man should be focusing on what he's doing, you know, before getting into anything else, basically.
Yeah, for sure,
Okay.
for sure.
That's what's up. All right, Tom.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all that. But, you know, I know some niggas, I know some dudes out there, when they young and you coming up, you know, maybe you lay out with a female or something, you trying to get your shit together through her, but you get booted out, you know what I'm saying, as soon as her feelings switch up. So, I mean, I wouldn't, you know, go that route, but I know some dudes out there do it. But, you know, get your own, and, you know what I'm saying, she can't kick you out. You know what I mean? You do your thing and get your mind right and get, you know, and then if she just follow how you move, you know what I'm saying? That's how you put leadership first. And then they'll see you moving right, and then they'll fall in line, because, you know, if you following her, she'll never have respect for you the way you want it. So that's why I say.
Yeah. So you say, even though, like, it's dudes out there who do it, it's like, it is what it is.
I mean,
you're not, you know, with it.
It's a game plan. You know, sometimes when you young and thugging and you up here, you know, you don't really have a direction you going yet. So you lay up with an old girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to put the burner over here. I'm going to put the dope or whatever you got going on over here. You know what I'm saying? But that's her foundation. Whenever she switch up, she gets some new dick. She get whatever she own. You know what I'm saying? You know, she gonna boot your ass. So you get your shit right, and you ain't got to worry about that shit. You got a place, nobody can snitch on you. You got your own spot, you know what I'm saying? Nobody even know what you got up in the crib. You know what I'm saying? So get your shit right, get your money. You know, everybody ain't no true hustler, but start off, you know what I'm saying? Get your GR or whatever you own, my dude. Just keep stacking and keep trying to move forward, you know, one foot in front of the other, and you'll get it right. My thing is just like, don't follow no female. You know what I'm saying? Get you right first, and then everything else fall in line.
That's what's up, man. I feel that. All right. What up, bro?
What's up? I think a foundation is strong because, man, how can you have a family? How can you be a leader of your own family if you don't have a foundation? You know, get an education, get a career, do something good for yourself before you can try to build a family or have a female, you know, because a female look at that as respect, you know what I'm saying? So I think a guy need to be the leader of the family, you know what I'm saying? Spiritual and, you know, intellectual, everything, conversation, communication, all that need to be important.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's where I feel that. What about you, Jerome?
I definitely have to agree with that. We have to, and not just with our women, with our kids and our family, we have to step out and lead them. And I think that's what's really going wrong in our community right now. We're so busy. There's nothing wrong with building our foundation and making sure we're strong, but we also have to reach back to our kids and our young ones, nephews, cousins, whatever. We have to reach back, and as we're learning, we got to continue to teach, and that's what I think we stop teaching our young ones. When we get knowledge, we want to hold it. We want to keep it to ourselves and act like, you know, if I teach you something I know, then you're taking off my plate, when that's not the case. So I think our foundations can't just be with us. It has to be with the young brothers around us.
So. Do you feel like the young brothers should focus on building it first, or
of course you building it first, but I'm saying as you learn something, you don't have to hoard it to yourself. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, Johnny.
I definitely agree with what everybody is saying. But to be realistic, sometimes, as Tone, I think, said previously, everyone doesn't have that mentality or ideology to be leaders. So you can't just expect someone to know how to lead. You can't expect someone to hustle. You can't expect someone to have that thing in them to be aggressive, to get out and get it. So those people who can't build their own foundation, they need assistance. And I agree, not from a female, But from, like Rome said, uncles, fathers, cousins, nephews, whatever, we need to hold each other accountable. We can't expect people to be leaders. We can't expect people to get on their grind to do their thing if we haven't taught them.
Yeah.
If you look at the younger generation, you know, and you look versus the older generation, we were raised completely different.
Yeah.
So, like, the men on this panel, no shade to the younger brothers, but the men on this panel, the older men on this panel, we have a different ideology. We have different codes. We have different ethics and ways that we move and we're raised versus the younger men.
Yeah.
You know, but it's when we start reaching out to the younger men and teaching them what we've learned, that's when they start going awry. Yeah. That's when they start going sideways and doing the bullshit that they're doing now. Not all of them, but some.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, when if you look at gangs, where gangs started versus where gangs are now. They were started to help the communities. They were started for feeding programs,
protection of the
reading,
family,
protection of the communities. Now they're about killing each other. They're about colors. They're about property that they don't even own. Like, how you killing somebody over some shit you don't even own?
That's real.
So it's about holding each other accountable.
Yeah, real talk. Man, that was deep. How you feel about this topic, bro?
I mean, you know, I learned that real quick. Foundation comes first because, you know, a lot of women out here, they jealous. It's hard to do it in a relationship because they jealous. Not only that, they put too much pressure on you as well, too, because they kind of want to rush you to the situation and hurry and get there when you can't even really take your time. You know what I'm saying? So that foundation is very important. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, it takes time to build a foundation. And when you got a woman, you already in a relationship trying to make it happen, all that pressure and all that jealousy is just going to confuse you and get you off track, man. So, yeah, definitely foundation first. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, my energy with this topic, I mean, I feel for the most part all the men were kind of on the same page with it. You know, definitely focus on that foundation. My energy with this never changed. You know, the only thing that I would definitely say is that I don't think that young men should be in no relationship. They shouldn't be kicking it with the homies. They shouldn't be going out having fun. None of that shit, unless they have a foundation that they are building or focused on building. You know, because once you start to get into a lot of those situations and things, you take away from building that foundation, and you're not going to fully get the trust and things like that you want from a relationship unless you out there doing what you got to do as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times as men blame women when you know, they lack trust and faith in you on getting to that next level. But I can't blame a woman. I've been in one serious relationship before I really got down and dirty on focusing on my foundation, and I don't blame her for checking out. She was with me for like 7 years. You know, I was out there trying to do what I got to do, but I wasn't really locked in the way I needed to be locked in. And I always say I'll never blame her. That took me to another level mentally, though. You know what I'm saying? And once I went to that level mentally, I was able to take that jump that I needed to take to get to where I am now today. So I always say, don't put yourself in that position, because all that, you only could go two ways. We already know, as men who've been in relationships and things like that, you only could go two ways when it come down. You either gonna, man up and go handle that shit, and I'm talking about after a breakup or something like that. You gonna man up and go handle your shit, or you're gonna take that other road and you're gonna be like a lot of other people that we grew up seeing having regrets, jumping into another situation, you know what I'm saying, because they didn't man up and do what they had to do, or it may go the other route, which I've seen that too in my family alone. Suicide, I've seen that too. I'm sorry, we've had that in our family happen, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen every direction it could go in with men. So that's why I'm so strong on men saying, hey, focus on that, don't be a bum, you know what I'm saying? Go and handle your business, do what you got to do, and focus on that relationship stuff and hanging out with the homies later. Focus on what you got to do. And if the homie's calling you a loner, oh well, I'm going to be, in about 5 years, I'm going to be the loner that got something going on while y'all niggas looking at me doing what I got to do. You know what I'm saying?
And another thing too, guys got to know that women ain't going nowhere. They always going to be there. I mean, whether you 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, they're always going to be there. So it's just take your time and focus on yourself, build that foundation, for real.
So what would you say on the pressure they give you? Like, what would you do about that, the pressure? Like,
That's
a woman going to give you pressure. Like, okay, you going to commit to me, what you going to do? Or, I need to move on. So what do you do if you're in a relationship?
Don't get
like
in
that?
it.
Don't get in it.
Get out
Don't get it. That's what I was about to say.
That's what, like when I went to the relationship talking about my past, if I knew what I knew now, I would have had that conversation. Look, I got to focus and do what I got to do. If let's say if things work out later or work out. But if it don't, I understand. But as a man, I got to become a man right now, because I'm not going to be able to be that man that I need to be right now for you. And we can't tell a girl how to react. Like, we can't say that. We can't say, all right, let's not tell her that, right? But mentally, she's checked out and looking in other ways and looking at other options. I can't tell her not to look at other options. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to do what I got to do as a man and step up and say, you know what, this is the direction I got to take right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the direction I would go.
Let me jump in there real quick.
Yeah.
To further answer his question, I think one of the things that men do wrong is the way we choose our women.
Amen.
So
Definitely.
when you choose the wrong
fact.
woman, that's why you're getting all that pressure. That's why you're getting all that stress, because you entered the relationship regardless of if you should be in one or not. Once you're in one, you're in it.
Yeah.
So you have to accept the responsibility of, I took the situation on if my foundation was strong enough or not. So in that when you do that, you have to communicate, but you also got to know how to choose a mate and a partner. We're so busy choosing women by how they look,
The physical.
how thick
yeah.
the physical, how thick they are, how good those things are.
And you
but
learn
when
that part later, because I always say now, I'll go down a couple of notches on looks to get what I
Right,
need.
to get what you
but
need.
you don't know that at 18, 19, 20,
don't
21.
know
But
that
Paul,
at 18 or
man,
19.
But man, you've been having that discussion for years.
I mean, at 18, 19, 20, hey, I wanted the baddest one.
Right.
And that's what I had.
And
I wanted the baddest one.
And I
don't think
understand.
that way
I
no more.
understand that, but here's what you gotta understand: at 18 and 19, you have mothers, aunts, and things like that you see, that you've been around your whole life. So you know the example of a real woman versus someone running the street. It's more important for them to go be in a club and be on Instagram, shaking their behinds and things like that.
Yeah.
We're so quick to go toward the one shaking her behind instead of the one in school.
Yeah.
Trying to learn something and get educated. We want to go toward this one because she looks better and she's shaking her ass. So we know what that means, what we can get
But
from
Rome,
that.
to piggyback on that, our mother taught us that ain't the one we're gonna bring home. The one that's shaking her butt on TV and on Instagram and gotta be,
But
get the fake butts and all that
Right.
stuff.
And that
Society-
shows, that shows at that age how we not ready to do all of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Not
that's
ready.
why I'm not saying that everybody would tell a young man, but I would tell a young man, get out of it. You're not ready for that. That's what I would tell him. you
Okay,
know?
but it's not realistic to say that you're not going to get some ass. Let's keep
No,
it
not at
So
no,
hold on,
no,
so
no,
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold on,
benefits.
hold on.
Let's
So
take a
listen,
step
though,
back. I
hold
didn't
on.
say not have sex. You have
Okay,
your,
but
the
just-
pieces.
okay,
you have
but
you have
just-
what you're doing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm talking about a serious committed relationship. That's
Okay,
it.
but you're using the term relationship.
Yeah, committed relationships.
Friendships are relationships.
I'm gonna have a lot of friendships regardless.
Right. Everything is a relationship.
yeah.
It's how you define it. So would I disagree? I agree that a man or a young boy shouldn't be in a committed relationship.
That's what I'm
trying
saying.
to be a
Yeah.
husband, trying to be a father.
That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely not.
That's what
But
I'm talking about.
As a boy growing into a man, you're gonna try to get something.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, of
that's
course.
right.
Oh, yeah.
So,
course.
but the
Of
key
course.
to that,
Yeah.
the key to that is to communicate. When I meet a young woman, if I'm not mentally there, I let her know, look, this is what I got for you. When I'm with you, I treat you like a queen. You'll never need. But the minute I walk away, the minute I drop you off, the minute you get out my whip, it's you. You do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah,
But you give her the respect
Yeah.
to let her know that. So if she see you with another woman somewhere else, she can't come clowning and acting up because you didn't set the foundation.
Yeah.
But no, but hold up. Not when you communicate effectively, because when you give a woman a choice, she's going to choose whether to deal with you or not.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
when you take that choice away,
That's
that's when they start acting up.
And
That's
we-
when the ghetto come out. That's when they start acting up.
And we also got to
You take
remember
that choice away.
we also got to remember this too. Like I'm with you on that. Like, yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, you gonna have, your situations and everything. Like, I'm talking about serious committed relationships. But going back to what you were saying about communicating with her, you got to remember, you talking as an older man. An 18, 19-year-old man don't have those type of options and opportunities. They not in that place. That woman gonna look at that like he crazy.
But that's what this podcast
her
is
value
for.
is at the height. You
But
know
that's
what I'm saying?
this
Of her peak,
podcast is
you
for.
know?
But
Yeah.
that's what this podcast
Yeah, no,
is
I was
for.
just saying most
Okay.
men at that age don't have those options.
course not.
Unless you sexually attractive to women, probably.
But
or you got a bag in your pocket. Maybe your parents was doing what they got to do. Or I don't know. Maybe it was just some high school hustling dude that now at 18, 19, you got some serious bags, working with some real money.
But
you
to
know,
touch
but
bases
most
on,
of them don't.
touch
you
bases
know?
on what you said and what Paul said is
Yeah.
the main thing is being truthful about the situation.
Yeah.
That's the
Real
main
talk.
thing that I see that a lot of guys don't be truthful with women.
Be
They
real.
come up making up all
No,
these things.
you could-
I'm
You could tell them the truth. You could tell them the truth all you want, and then when they see the truth, it hits them different though. You could be like, I got bitch, you know. You could be like, I got ladies over here, ladies over there. Like they like, yeah, in their head they
That's
like,
true.
yeah, okay, whatever. But when they really see it, now they like, nigga, you, like, I told you this already though.
but
that goes back to the women you choose.
Yeah,
that
that's
goes
true.
back to choosing
Maturity,
an intelligent young woman who has her own thing going on, who
Yeah.
got her own
Yeah,
hustle,
yeah.
her own grind. So she ain't got time for that
Be
nonsense.
focused on
Yeah,
anyway.
but I got a question about
Yeah,
this
well-
because it's like, all right, say if you young, right, and then a man is young, okay, he get in a relationship with a woman, and then he build his foundation, he gonna owe her half of his woman. He gonna owe half of his foundation to that woman when he get at the old age when he build it. So I'm saying like versus like you building that and then you build your foundation, you at where you at, and then you find that a woman, you don't owe her anything. She come into your situation where
You're talking about married. If you
Talking about
married,
married.
yeah. Because I know y'all saying as far as like, oh, you can't build a foundation with a woman at a young age and go through it with her.
mean,
But I'm
that's
just
when you-
like,
I mean,
why
if you
do
smart-
that? Not only that, it might stop what you're doing or slow you down.
You come
because
in,
jealousy
like
there.
I came in with my first wife. Well, I only got one wife, but my ex-wife.
Yeah.
It was a prenup off rip. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you got that's how it's going down. You know what I'm saying? Because I came in like on some just in case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it wouldn't. But I'm just trying to say, like, if she grew with you, building that to the point where you built that foundation, then you can't really put that.
He said- he said
He
they
had a
both started
prenup
from
though.
scratch.
He had a
They
prenup.
saying
He
scratch.
said he
No,
had a
I'm
prenup.
saying if it was if you came in and she helped me build, only the G in me gonna give her some anyway. Because if she really we put it in together, you know what I'm saying. But if I already got it cracking, you know what I'm saying. If I'm cracking already. She
Yeah,
coming
exactly.
in,
When
she
she
coming
crack-
in
yeah, of
just
course,
riding.
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So when you leave, keep riding. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm still cracking. You know what I'm saying? So
But
that's
you
how-
also had a
but-
prenup, which is
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
smart.
Yeah, you gotta
but,
do
but,
it.
but we also got to remember too.
and
we
it worked.
talk,
And it worked. Oh
Yeah,
my bad.
no
And
worries.
it worked for like for your kids too. I did all that. Like don't use my
Dope.
kids against me. All before we had children. So
Dope.
and it came to work later in the game when we did get divorced. She tried to play with the kids and shit, but I brought back. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they couldn't do
Now,
nothing
how
about
many
it.
Yeah,
how
we-
many
Right.
young people are smart enough to take that avenue?
Yeah,
To
and that's what
even
I
know
mean,
about those things.
But,
though.
I mean,
So-
you know, prenups and that come with money. First of all, you know what I'm saying. The person that's getting money, they want to protect their money. They want to protect their
There's
shit.
a lot
you know
of
what I'm saying?
fools out there
Yeah,
with
yeah,
money.
you get it like yeah. It's a
That's
lot.
true.
So you come in like that, and you know you already know like man, she ain't about to lick a nigga now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's we a lick. You know we come into marriage. You know we come in on some. We the lick. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
that was one thing I was going to point on to what y'all talking about right now. We also got to remember we talking about young men like 18, 19, 20
Yeah.
year
They're not
olds.
thinking
I mean,
like
I was
that.
25.
You know what I'm
I was
saying?
25.
So,
you know what I'm
That's a
saying?
little older.
Yeah,
That's a little older.
that's a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
older.
yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
a little
Starting to
older.
come
You
into
know,
who you are at that age.
and we
Yeah.
got to remember, men at that age do not have the same options that the woman who's 18, 19, and 20 have. The 18, 19, and 20-year-old woman could go and marry a millionaire tomorrow. That 18, 19, and 20-year-old man have no value. He haven't created no value for himself. You know what I'm saying? I always try to tell the young men, always remember this, so you could wait till you have the best options. You know, men are in a race, and women wait at the finish line for the winners. And if you're not in that situation, you're not going to have the options that you really want. You're not going to be able to get the woman that you want, because when you turn 30 and let's say you got a real bag and things like that going on, but you pick the same woman that you have as a 21-year-old man with a couple of options that you have. Most of the time you're going to, probably not. So that's why I say focus on your bag and then put yourself in a position to have multiple options to pick the right woman, like what you was talking about. You got to put yourself in a winning position.
I'm gonna piggyback on what Tom said about the money situation. I was always taught growing up. My uncle always told me, you never let a woman count all your money.
Oh, definitely.
I don't care what you do.
Absolutely.
You're right.
But if you ain't really, they know though. They know they based off of. Let me tell you this: once you get in the tax bracket of probably what a lot of us are here are in right now, no, they probably can't tell the difference. But when you talking about like, okay, you at probably 40K a year, you working at Walmart, they could tell the difference between that guy and somebody making $100,000 a year. So I'm saying like they know how to tell, okay, he got something going on real, or nah, I'm gonna keep my options open. You know what I'm saying? They could tell the difference between that. But probably what we getting, and let's say somebody making 10 whatever million whatever, nah, they probably can't tell the difference, because we could show them the same type of good time that dude was showing. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. That was hey, that's how men have these conversations, you know? One at a time, a little bit of different thoughts and things like that, but you know, we break it down. So let's get into the second question. So when it comes to men, I want to know, what are y'all thoughts on young men going to school or getting a job or starting a business? What direction do you believe men should go in after 18 years old? You know what I'm saying? And we'll start with Swag.
You said what age?
Yeah, at 18 years old. I'm talking about you just graduated high school, right?
Yeah.
And now, what would you tell that young man when he say, you know, should I go to school? Should I just get a job? Should I start a business? What direction?
Go to school, man. For real, I wish I would have just went to school right out of high school, and handled my business. It would have been a whole lot easier. You know what I'm saying? So out here going to different jobs, hustling, doing different things. I'd be like, go to school, you know, get it cracking. That's for real.
All right, for sure. All right, Tom.
It depends on if where he at mentally, because you know he might be ready. He might be ready to go, and he might not. And if you know you not, you know you with yourself all the time. You know what I'm saying? You with yourself all the time. You know if you ready or not. So if you know you're not ready, go to school till you get ready, and then you know branch off and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? School is just teaching you what the world wants you to know, but you got something in your mind that's gonna come out eventually. So sit there and use these people money, this government money or whatever they doing, however you got to school, use that football scholarship, make them pay for your education, you know what I'm saying, and then spin off on them, you know what I mean, and do your thing. But because you know what I'm saying, because you don't know, some dude's coming out 18 not ready to start no business. He just about to be on Skid Row in a year or so. So you know, no, baby, just go to school, homeboy. And then even the females too, you know, they have more options because the laws on their side, government on their side, you know what I'm saying? They have so many ways to still come up. So we really got to be focused on what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? At age, really at 16, you know what I mean? 16 when niggas start, you know, when baby girl hitting you up on the line, like come through, my parents gone, that's when you start focusing on other things, you know what I mean? Other than the boom boom, all that shit, nigga, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind right, get your money right. And if you don't know where you going in life, go to school till you figure it out.
Man, real talk. Right,
Piggyback on that, I can say on the school factor, you know, everybody not meant to go to school. It just depends, like you said, your mentality, your maturity. Like, okay, if you know I haven't been doing good in school not for me. Get a career. Do something. Get in career school, do something like that. But if you are good in school, go to college, get a degree. It's going to help you. Or find something that you like and start at about 16, 17, like you said. Start early thinking of what you want to do so you have a master plan and don't just wait till you in your late 20s and 30s. Now you got 4 kids with 5 baby mamas. And you know what I'm saying? What you going to do then? You got to take care of them. So focus on that and just, I say, and this is what I say too as growing up in the country, in the South. I think sex, you should start having sex later in life. I think a lot of people have sex too early in life. Even as men, I'm being real because it's a mentality thing. It takes away from the maturity level of growing to a man, in a sense. You think you're a man, you know, so you bust a nut. You think, oh shit, I'm up in here, I'm doing it. That's all you want to do, hump like a rabbit, right? You want to hit everything in sight. You know, you be at church thinking about. So I'm just saying, have a game plan and just try to stay focused and do that and you know.
I feel you.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, that would be hard, but I feel you. I feel you. Yeah. All right, Drew.
I feel different ways about it.
Okay.
Like I agree with them as far as school, but then I don't, because like he said, some people ain't meant to go to school. Everyone don't have that mentality to, you know, have the fortitude to go to school and understand what they're learning. Plus, I also feel like school in America is a debt trap. Like America will give you $100,000 to go to school and get in debt, but won't give you $10,000 to start a business.
Yeah.
So when I look at it like that, I'm like, is
That's a
school
fact.
always
Wrong.
the option?
Well, let me pick back on that. They won't give it to us, but they give it to the
Right.
other races.
No, they won't give it to us.
You're right. You're right about that. So when I look at it like that, I think kind of differently. Like me, right after high school, I went to the service, and honestly, I let my mom talk me into it. I'm a mother's boy, whatever. I let my mom talk me into it, and back then, like I'm not even gonna lie, like I'm against America and everything else. Like I don't believe in this country, but I'm glad that I did go. because I got to travel the world. So by the time I was 21, I lived in Germany for 3 years. I visited several different countries, you know. So when you open your mind up like that, it teaches you a whole different world. Like most young people, you look at Chicago and places like that, most young people are trapped or feel like they're trapped. You know, you see your mom and your dad starving, or your mom starving. You see your aunts and uncles, everyone in your environment starving, and you don't have the mindset to move, to get away from that. There's no jobs in Detroit. Why are we still staying in Detroit? We're so scared to leave this environment, not knowing that we can go 20 miles down the road, 30 miles down the road to Ohio, or 50 miles down the road this way to Chicago, and find a different life. Like but we don't have that mentality because all we know is our environment. So for me, like I had a good upbringing regardless, and I was educated regardless, but just being out to be able to see the world early, I never felt trapped anywhere. I've never felt like I can't leave any situation at any time if it doesn't work for me.
So let me ask you, Rome, do you think the military made you a better man by going, or you think you'd have had a different outcome if you didn't go to the military?
I mean, I think my outcome would have been the same because my family very business oriented.
Okay.
So I was going to be that anyway. But what I say is the military honestly opened my eyes to how different the world is.
Okay.
And I think that's what most young black people miss, is the world ain't just your blocks.
Yeah.
It ain't just the environment that you grew up in. Like, you know, you grew up in South Central and you're surrounded by gangs in every area. You don't have to get caught up in that.
True.
Like, I know it's hard because they're coming at you in every direction. But
it's easier said than done, though.
But
I feel what you're saying.
It is. Yeah. Nowadays, definitely, because all this world try to do, all the country try to do is start wars. So now it ain't as simple to go to the military. And I'm not advocating going to the military. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you know, there's always other options. And with the internet, with this little thing right here, a phone, knowledge is infinite.
Well,
There's
you know
nothing we can't find out with
Rome,
this.
to piggyback what you're saying, growing up in the city is different from growing up in the South too, because
Right.
if you're growing up in the southern countries and stuff, 9 times out of 10, if you're not going to school, you're going to work. You being a bricklayer,
Right.
you doing sheetrock, you learn how to build houses, you doing something on that nature. Like a lot of my friend guys, that's what they dropped out of school to do that in 3rd and 4th grade, because their dad or father was
But see, that's a trade that you can take anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's still, like I said, that's something different.
That's something
I
different,
can
yeah.
learn how to build a house in Alabama
Right.
and take that to the East Coast
Yeah.
and make way more money doing it. Versus, you know, staying in Alabama, clay houses, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Like, so it's still something different. There's always an option, is all I'm saying. There's always an option. And we just got to use our minds and technology
I
to
agree.
figure it out in this
I
day.
agree.
This
That's
day
a
and
fact.
age.
All right.
All right, Johnny.
Let me jump in. I agree with all the men. I think even previous to that question, I think people need to, at an earlier age, 14, 15, 16, start figuring out what you're passionate about and learn how to monetize that.
Definitely.
Because the way America is set up is you're going to work for 40, 50 years. So the majority of your life, you're going to work.
True.
So if you have to work, at least find something you're passionate about. At least work in something that you don't mind doing, because you're going to be a slave to something. I don't care how wealthy you are, from the CEOs all the way down to the floor sweepers.
Yeah.
You're beheld to someone. Most of us own companies, and we still beheld to someone.
Yeah.
True.
You know, we got our nurses, we got our customers, whatever. Someone is running us to some degree. So if I have to do something, I want to do something I'm passionate about. So like I said before, I would figure out what I'm passionate about, learn how to monetize that.
Gotcha.
That's to me the key to success. Figure out what you're passionate about early. Learn how to monetize it. So that way, like he said, when you're looking at school, when you're looking at different avenues, now you have more of a direction, because you know, okay, this is what I'm passionate about. I might not know exactly how to get there, but I have a direction.
Gotcha.
But let me ask you this on that point, what you're saying. Like, you know, you can have some passion about something. Let's say you got people that's passionate about being rappers, passionate about video games now and stuff like that. But it's so much time go by. You passionate about this, so you suggest them to do something else until that come through too. I'm just asking a question.
There's two ways to look at that though. You know,
I'm saying for monetary reasons.
No, exactly. Even if you're doing something secondary, at least if you're doing something secondary, at least be in the same environment.
Okay.
So you're talking about rapping or video games. Okay, so if I wanted to be a rapper, okay, it's easier today than 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because
When
20,
we came
30
up,
years
yeah,
ago,
yes,
we
it was
needed
hard.
record labels. Today, we don't.
Don't need
you can
them,
get
yeah.
on. You can download your own music. But we'll use rapping as an example. You look at Soulja Boy. Great example. He said fuck the record labels. He started piggybacking off of 50 Cent and other rappers, and he used the internet and blew himself up to where they start coming towards him.
Right.
You see what I mean? So he took the internet and started monetizing the internet and making money. And then he made so much money that they had to come to him, and record labels start coming to him, offering him millions of dollars. So you could steal or become a producer or go to school for music.
Yeah, it's many
Or-
passions.
Yeah, there's
under
so
that one passion.
You see what I mean? So there's
that's why I
so
asked
many
to touch that
different
point.
there's so many different variables and directions that you can go into to get to that same
level.
that
Yeah.
same point.
If you're a gamer, you could get into coding, you can get
Correct.
into graphics,
Graphics.
you can get into all this is
IT.
still
Right.
gaming.
Right.
You can still it's still
Right.
something you'll love. You know what I
And,
mean?
and,
Right.
and then you're making your portfolio stronger, because not only can I want to be a gamer. Not only have I created this game, but I know how to code. I know how to I know how to design. I know graphics. I know A, B, and C. So you're making yourself that much
valuable.
more
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah, good point.
All right, little bro, how you feel about that?
Man, I just love soaking up all the game. You know, the OGs have to say out here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I'm just sitting back, soaking up the game. But how I feel, definitely, I think, like, if he don't know what he's trying to do with himself, you know, I agree with you, like what you said earlier. You know what I'm saying? I suggest he go to school. But it is 2022, and I know, like, if he had a point in time in his life where he had to graduate, he's looking at getting drafted to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I mean, go ahead and hey, you know, leave school, go take that draft pick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, go that route with it. You know, but I mean, it's a lot of college dropouts out there that made it to be millionaires and billionaires today. So I mean, I can't necessarily say like, okay, going to school, yeah, you're gonna be straight for the rest of your life. I can't necessarily say that.
And with it being like it's a lot of robots going on right now. People doing with everybody doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So do you. Don't, if your homie good at rapping, that don't mean you good. If he a baller, that don't mean you a baller. Find out what
Well, I
you
take
doing.
that back, because rapping these days, bro, like, yeah, it's people that don't even know how to rap that still make it to the top.
No.
Right.
I mean, still, but some
You know,
niggas, some
making
dudes
records.
just do it because he did it.
Yeah.
My boy did it. I mean, don't think you can't.
I think
but
it depends on your
don't
hustle.
just do you.
If
Don't
you
do
up-
the next man. Do you? That's all I'm saying.
I think sometimes it don't depend on how good you are. I think it depends on your hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Because you might grind harder than the dude that got more
True,
talent,
true.
but you might actually make it before him.
No, I'm saying, but you
Right.
still
No, that's
know
true.
you.
Yeah.
You know you. You like, if I don't dance,
Yeah.
and he dancing, and I'm like, I'm going for it. I'm going for it now because my boy get down, and I think I could pull them moves off. I'm about to give up everything. No, I know me. I never
But
bust
you
a move in
know
my
the,
life.
the minute he do a split and you like, yeah, nah, this ain't the feel for me. I gotta go somewhere else. I can't do
So, you
that.
know, that's just-
Y'all should have seen the dude doing splits last night in the club.
Oh,
Right, yeah.
somebody, it was somebody over there wild. Man. I was like,
All right. Well, I'm gonna break this down in a couple of different, directions. So, like up there, I got, go to school, start a business, get a job. But I want to explain something. Like when it come down to 4-year colleges, unless you're in the healthcare field or law, it's no reason to go to 4-year college. It's absolutely no reason. You wasting your time, because most of the other jobs that deal with communications, marketing, and all of that, you could get those jobs with just relationships and skill, right?
And growing in the
So
company.
I don't mean, go to school and get a 4-year degree for no reason. When it come down to that, to me, I look at school as a scam.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It
If
is.
you're going for any of those degrees, yes, healthcare, understandable. You
You
need
need
that
to go to
to
school.
go. Law, you need that, right?
Doctors.
Right.
When I say school, I mainly mean trade. You know what I'm saying? If you don't really have, let's say, a certain skill set when it comes down to a gift or a talent, and you're passionate about that, find out a trade you could, go and take
Right.
up, get done in 8-9 months and go make $30 an hour. You get
Right,
what I'm saying?
definitely.
So I would say go in those type of directions. You know what I'm saying? And definitely have a job to support that till you get that, and then go and take that bigger job after you finish the trade, and everything like that. Now, when it comes to starting a business, I believe every man need guidance with that.
definitely.
It's steps that you got to take. So I would never say just jump right into starting a business. Get into that trade, right? Build that trade and then start a business within that trade that you learned right there. That's a business, right? Or if you come from, let's say, we have kids or something like that, and then we teach them the business and they're learning and growing from the business from us. That's another direction, but definitely take a direction that's going to help build you as a man and get to that next level to be able to start a business, because I think ultimately, one thing that we need to be teaching like the youth that come behind us is you don't ultimately at the end of the day just want to be working for somebody else.
True.
You want to create, you want to be independent, you want to have your own, but you got to build to get there.
Yeah.
You ain't just going to wake up and you there and you ready. A lot of young dudes want to go from 0 to 100. We know how it is, especially now because of social media, what's put in their face, what's shown. They see the little homie just got the new whip, whatever. Oh shoot, I want to do that. Let me go and put this rap song out and do this. And then it take away from them wanting to go to school and do a trade and things like that because they want it just like that. But they don't understand the little homie probably used up his mom's, got it under his mom name. He's still at home with his mom. They just want what they see, not understanding that, hey, people ain't really making money like that. The average income for men is $45,000 to $50,000 a year. So all your little homies ain't really got money like that, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Focus on you. Lock in on what you need to be doing. And that's something I think they really need to hear because social media is really messing up a lot of young men minds mentally,
I think social media is messing up the world's mind.
Oh,
not
definitely,
just men.
definitely.
I
I'm just
think
saying that 'cause we're
women,
talking about
right,
men.
I think it is
And
affecting
and
the women
think
more
yeah.
than us.
Kids
I
too.
100%
Hey, don't
agree
forget
with
about
you.
the kids.
I
Kids too,
100% agree with that. I think social media is destroying our women for one. They're destroying our women.
They getting
The
bags
kids
off of
is-
social media.
Right.
That's one of the problems. You know what I'm saying?
But are they really though?
Yes, they getting bags. That one young girl, 18 years old, bad baby, she made $53 million off of OnlyFans. $53 million.
But that's one
They
out of how
making
many?
bags.
That's one woman out of how many women on social media shaking their ass?
But they selling
or
their
showing
soul
it?
for
I'm
it.
saying they see that. They see that. Hey,
Right,
we
no,
could go
and
and
I
make
understand.
money just like that. They see
Right,
that.
but like you just said before with the rappers, the little homie who, put out that hit single and got the new whip and all that, you don't know what work it took for him to get there to get that single
Yeah.
out. How many singles he put out before then that flop?
Yeah, that's
How hard-
different.
I'm
how
gonna
many
have to
places did
see
he travel
Batty
around?
Baby, what's her name, whatever. I'm gonna have to look at that to see
Yeah.
what 53
Hey, they
million look
put-
like.
She
You know what I'm
she
saying?
went right out and got a $10 million crib.
He said, I'm about
You
to
know
have
what
my
I'm
girl
saying?
go do that. You
That's
about
when they start checking her pockets. They like, how this girl just get a $10 million crib? Then they show it. You know how like on YouTube, if you look at your backtrack, you can see what's being made or whatever by going to social blast.
No, I'm saying
you
I'm
can
trying
see
to
the
see.
same thing on OnlyFans.
I want to see what she doing to generate that kind of money. Like,
money.
what
Right.
are you
Yeah,
doing?
Hey, what
Yeah,
they
that
doing
part I
is
don't
they
know.
get butt naked.
Well, OnlyFans, you know what she doing.
No. They all
I've
do.
been in the
Hey,
game.
bro.
I don't know.
Hey,
53
bro.
million, baby.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you, they all do the same thing. They just shake their ass, you know what I'm saying? Like get butt naked, or they even
On
having sex
OnlyFans.
with a dude. They do
Yeah.
all that. Those all
On
top of different-
OnlyFans,
yeah.
yeah.
But it's all freaky stuff that happens in the club, basically. But it's all on social media on OnlyFans. They have an account to do it.
And you pay, you sign up, you have to pay $29.99 a month.
Oh,
Hey, yeah.
dang.
Hey, you know too
Jonathan know all
much.
about that. We're done.
I'm gonna charge
know
you to the
exact-
corporate card.
Exact price.
No, JY, I don't have to buy it.
All right, so I'm gonna go into this next question. So I'm gonna break this down, and I'm going somewhere with this question. So I always say real men, for the most part, we black and white. As black as white as it's gonna get. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is like we think with logic and reality for the most part.
Correct.
That's men, right? We like you or we don't. We got an issue. We might shoot the fade if we do. Are we cool and kicking it? You know what I'm saying? It's really no middle, with men. We don't like to really, argue. We like the simple things and straight to the point. We want things easy and as peaceful as possible because as men, we like to think forward. We got things we got to do. We got things to focus on. I say that because when I sit at this same very panel with the ladies, they think men say they want a woman who is non-confrontational, submissive, and peaceful because we want to slave our weak woman. That's what they tell me all the time when we say that. Oh, y'all want a weak woman. Y'all want to stay. That's what I hear, right? Right?
Yeah.
So I explain to them that's far from the truth, right? But can you all give an explanation on why men want those things in a woman, if that's what you want when it comes down to, having peace, submissive, non-confrontational, things like that. Or if you feel differently, explain that as well. We'll start with Johnny this time.
First of all, you need to ask a woman if she knows what submissive means and can she spell it. Because if she can't spell it, then she's going to sit there and say, well, you want a weak woman, you want this and that. A real woman understands that the man is the head, he's the lead. And her job is to edify and gratify you. Her job is to make your life easier so you can make the family life easier. That's by not arguing, not stressing me out. Your job is to make sure I'm smiling, I'm happy, whatever form that looks like. And if you're doing that, then I'm going to make sure you're smiling, you're happy. I'm going to make sure the kids is happy. I'm going to make sure you're living the life that you want to live. But if I got to go fight the world and then come home and fight you, what do I need you in my house for?
Ooh,
Real talk.
Give him
Real talk.
bro. That was a good one.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. That was real.
I like
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
All right, Jerome.
I agree with what he said, but I want to go a little step further and say that, the women that do say you want a weak woman, you want a slave or whatever, you have to understand women who think like that are already caught up in the world. So they don't even understand who they are or who you are as a man. A real woman knows that a black man is a king. And a king can't move on the chessboard without his queen. If that woman is not a queen, she's going to give you the stress. She's going to argue with you. She's going to throw all kind of things in your face, and she's really not going to hold you up. She's going to try to hold you down. So that's when I rewind to the beginning when I said you have to learn how to pick a mate. So those women they're not even women, to be honest. And I'm not degrading them in any way, but a real woman knows her position. Because you got to understand, but I want to also say this, we as men sometimes forget what our women are, because our women are the givers of life.
True.
We're not here without a woman.
Without a woman.
With a black woman started this world, no matter how you want to look at it. Every human comes out of a black woman's womb in one way or another. Yeah. So we have to understand that these women think the way they think because of how we've treated them, how we've let the world treat them. They're confused and lost, and we're not standing up and protecting them. Our job as men is to provide and protect. So a woman will easily be submissive, understanding, and supportive when you do what you're supposed to do. So if we're not doing what we're supposed to do, how we expect them to do what they're supposed to do?
Let me ask you something.
Go back to the
Touch the
foundation,
point. Let me touch the point what you're talking about while we on it. You say you was raised by a woman too, right?
Correct.
Your mother. I was raised by my grandmother. But do you get any slack from women saying you's a mama's boy? You remember I heard you say that earlier. You said I'm a mama's boy. So they said we not the type of men that some women want because we mama boys. I don't think that's true. A true statement.
I don't think that's true at all, because here's what you do. A real woman is going to judge you by how you treat your mom and how you treat the women in your life.
True.
So if I'm sitting there arguing with my mom or disrespecting my mother, my aunts, anyone, if a woman sees that and doesn't run, that tells you a lot about that woman right there. She's going to be the one that brings you the problems. She loves that back and forth, the arguing and all of those things. So once again, as a man, we have to pay attention to who we bring into our space and the type of woman we choose. A real woman want a mama's boy.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you something too, like you said. I think they don't look at the fact that actually a woman raising us is showing us how our woman's supposed to treat us.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
and we'll break that down more. But I want to get your you want to keep going?
No, go ahead.
I wanted to get your thoughts on it, on that particular
Say it
question. So basically, when it come down to that question, when we say that we don't want a non-confrontational, woman, we want a woman who is submissive and brings peace and things like that. Women typically say we're looking for a slave or a weak woman and things like that, right? So I always explain to them that's far from the truth, but can you give your explanation on why men want those things in a woman, if that's what you look for in a woman?
My opinion on that is, I think because they say that only because we look at something like a woman keep the house we looking at what grandma did. Grandma came in the house. She washed the clothes. She cooked. No matter what a man did, a man kept the outside. So when we look at a woman, you explain it and you talk to them about that, they said, well, we supposed to share equal duties. That's what they feel like. But I'm not saying a man should do some things, but I look at it as we just want that to make us feel like we men. And a lot of women don't know how to make us feel like we men. They take that away from us. You know what I'm saying? They make us want us to feel like we equal, but we're really not equal. You know what I'm saying? We got a penis. You got a coochie. So it's the difference.
Real talk.
Let me jump in one quick second to piggyback off of what he said. If you look at 19s, anywhere before 1970, marriages in the black community, 50s and 60s, marriages in the black community was upwards of 68 to 78%. Mm-hmm. You look at marriages in America today in the black community, they're like 22%.
And higher than that, it was 84%, and we were number one as black individuals.
So when you talk to those women who sit there and try to say that grandma and mom didn't understand and didn't know and they weren't equal, then you look at them and you tell them, you look at life and you look at marriages back in those days and you look at them now and you look at the divorce rates.
It's high.
You look at families growing up together. You look at your 2-parent homes, and then you look at all these single ass black women out here now doing gay stuff and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. So when you have a proper structure, a proper family dynamic, it works. It works because it's meant to work. But then when you trying to get a woman who's trying to be equal to a man, and equal is not meaning monetary, mentally, spiritually, all those things. Equally means that when I'm weak, you're supposed to be strong, and where I'm strong at, you're supposed to be weak. We balance each other. We balance each other out. Yeah. Right. If we can't balance each other out, we're not going to fit. Mm-hmm. Period. It doesn't matter. She can be smarter than me in some things. I'm going to be smarter than her in other things. Right. That doesn't make me better. That makes us equal. That's what equal means, is being balanced.
Equally yoked.
Equally yoked. So that's how you talk to
them.
Yeah,
and with that being said, really quick for you, 84% of the divorces are done by women.
Right.
They 84%. So men are only doing 16% of the divorce.
Well, men don't want to get a divorce.
You know, because we just want to move forward. Mine, you know what I'm saying? But all right, let's get into Tone.
Well, mine too first.
No, I think with that is it's more like a respect level. They really don't want to. They feel respect is making them feel inferior for some reason, just to respect me. You know what I mean? Because I heard somebody say it. They said if the black woman spoke to the black man like she speak to her white boss, we'll be good all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
issues. Like
if she, you know what I'm saying, when she's pissed at work, she don't flash on the boss.
Right.
You don't. This a man in power to you, and you don't flash on him. Right. But if you pissed at home with me, you flash off him, and I ain't even do nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? So
and real quick, Tone, I just want to just say something about, because we all have worked in offices and things like that, to where we have people who are working for us and everything like that, right? Mm-hmm. I promise you, the same type of respect that you get as a boss with your employees, a lot of black women as well, who are probably playing a role as your employee, don't give you the same thing. They don't do the same thing that you may get at home from the women who feel more equal with you and things like that. You know, when they're working, you know, and yes, you're the boss, you don't get that type of back and forth, you know, that you may get at home, you know, with your woman when she is not feeling what you're saying or following your leadership, you know. So I would say yes when it comes down to her white boss, but I would say they're not going to put their job in jeopardy. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? In general, when it comes down to that,
marriage is a business. That's your job.
Yeah,
this is your job.
Exactly.
So that's why I use that.
They look at it different.
They don't treat it the same. So it's the respect right there in itself is. So I mean, it's not about you being weak. I want you to be strong, baby, because I ain't gonna be with no weak woman anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I need you to be as strong as possible. But when it comes to this dynamic here, just, you know what I'm saying, it's not two kings in the house. It's not two presidents. It's somebody got to be under the other person. Now, if I'm a weak nigga and I know I'm weak, I'll let you lead. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you be the, you know what I'm saying? If I was that weenie. I'm not that dude, though.
But let me say something about that, because if you are, I'm not even going to go as far as to say a weak nigga. But if you smart enough to choose a more intelligent woman,
that makes you strong. That's what I'm
that
saying.
makes you strong as a man. So
weak,
right, and that's what I was going to say. So if my woman is more intelligent than me, I'm going to let her lead.
But she don't supposed to take advantage of that, wrong. You know, someone take advantage of that.
And I disagree with that.
Yeah, I think you should take that back.
Hold on, no. Let me say no. I'm gonna tell you why. I always use this example. If I was with Oprah Winfrey, I would still be the man, and she'd make me look like I'm homeless.
Financially.
All right, what you mean by leading? Are you talking about it at home or leading like just with her career, just let her finances?
Listen,
finances.
As a man, I'm going to lead. Period. I don't care where we at. But this is what I'll say. This in her lane, that's her lane. As a man, I don't need to run her lane. That's why that's her lane. So I'm smart enough to sit back and let her do her thing. You know what I mean? But when it comes to this relationship, I'm the king of this relationship. I don't care if you worth 1,000,000 times more than me. That doesn't matter. When a man stands on being a man, a woman has to respect it, regardless.
Well, at first you said the woman. He said the woman. I let her lead. That's
no. I said if a woman is more intelligent and she's doing her thing better than me, then I'm smart enough to let her lead, because I know as a group, as a couple, as a business, she's going to lead that situation, because she's going to get us further than I would get.
Okay, so he's talking economically.
Yeah.
So if the woman's a CEO of a company, but he only has maybe a associate's degree or something, and if she's making $250,000 a year and he making $50,000 a year, let her go run and make as much money as she can.
I'm gonna let her go.
Try to restrict her.
She could be strong.
Do her
so
thing.
as far as where she work at, you gonna let her lead her thing, but at home you gonna lead.
Just like this would be her strength, right? She say, I'm in charge of finances for our house. I'm running things.
Right.
Bills, all
so
that.
I'm a nigga. I know
you know
you
what I'm saying? No. I'm running everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Woo woo. And she know, like, this nigga fucking up.
Right.
But the strength in her gonna be like, go ahead. But let's revisit this in a year and let's see how you if anything's wrong. And then that year go by, and now we go revisit our finances. I didn't fuck shit up. I'm like, damn.
But do you think it actually go good in that relationship though? If she actually leading and she's the main provider?
Because I want swag to go too. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that it's gonna
up the game.
it's gonna be a lot of. Do you want to touch on this swag?
I mean, I'm sucking up the game from the OGs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real. And it's like 50-50 with me, because I hear from my aunt, you know what I'm saying? He tell me certain things, like you gotta be the head coach, you know what I'm saying? I hear from other people, hey, you gotta be equally yoked, you know what I'm saying? So.
No, but when you revisit back to it and then you seen you fucked up, and you give her a chance, like, all right, you do it, that's the strength in you to be like, all right, let's see how you get out.
Hold on,
you know what I mean? In this situation, let me see how you get out. Not lead me down the path, but she with this money, I'm fucked up. You running.
Let me say this: if a real woman is going to let you take care of the finances, like he said, but if I'm smart enough to know that my woman has a financial degree and she's leading Fortune 500 companies, or even if it's a $1 million company and she's taking care of their finances, why would I not pass that to her? That's her strength.
That's her strength. We're gonna use that.
That doesn't make me weak as a man to let her run with what she's good at running with.
But it shows that them type of women is more masculine too. So relationships never usually last unless that dude is more of a beta type of male.
Let me just get my thoughts from this as well. See, when it come down to this situation, I always say it's levels to this. Now, I don't feel no man should ever give up his role as a man and being a leader in his household. That's just my opinion. You know, any man want to fall back. Look, let me just finish. If any man want to take that step, take it. If you're gonna ask me my opinion on it, I would say don't never take away your role as the man and being a leader in your household. Now, when it comes down to financial situations and things like that, I say it's always levels to this, because yes, if you're a man that's in a position where you're an ambitious man, you all that woman wants, and she want that man who's a head and things like that and everything, right? If you're a man in that position, then you're going to require a little bit more. So going back to the question, when it comes down to a man that require a non-confrontational woman, peaceful, submissive, and things like that, he can require that because he got many options. He got options to really choose who he want when it come down to that. So if those are the things that he require, and you say you want an ambitious man who I could look up to and things like that, and let's say you're a woman who make $100,000 a year, then I mean it's not too many men in that position. So if you get one, you got to do what you have to do to keep that man. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And the majority of the time, that man is not going to want to give up his role as a leader. I always say the majority of the time. I'm not saying you could be the exception, Jerome.
No.
You get what I'm saying? I'm saying the majority.
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
exactly.
Wait.
He's
You're
still on the coach.
misunderstanding
He's still
what I'm
saying
saying.
coach,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna let her run a play. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're misunderstanding.
No,
what
and
I'm saying.
I'm talking.
This
I'm talking
is-
about. I'm talking because it is a lot of when it come down to leadership roles and things like that.
Right.
It is a lot of women who want full equality in the household. Look, I don't always gotta cook. You cook too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I don't always gotta wash the dishes. You wash the dishes too
That's
sometimes.
what I said
It's
earlier.
women that are in that
That's what I meant
position
earlier.
too that are speaking like this. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They're more the independent. You know what I'm saying? Boss chicks and things like
But
that.
most
that'll
of those
say-
women
that'll-
mess with what
that-
type of men though?
You know,
what
but-
type of
but-
men
but
do
they
most
want-
of those women mess with though?
Yeah, but they want that.
They want
ambitious
that,
man.
They
You
want
get what I'm
that
saying?
man, but what they get is this man
Yeah.
down here.
But-
So that's why they talk to that man like that,
Yeah,
because
'cause that's
she's
only
making
9%.
she's
Yeah.
making
9% of them
100,
women.
150, 200,000.
Yeah.
He's laying on her couch.
Yeah, now
so
this
of
is
course
what-
she
but-
could talk to him like
And
that.
when it come to those women, this is what I always say, though. I say life is about decisions, trade-offs, and choices, right?
Right.
When it come down to those situations, and this is why I say, man, if you don't want to be put in that position, you got to get your game up. I tell those women, look, you're looking for the wrong type of man.
Right.
You got to go and look for a man who maybe he need help when it come down to finances, and maybe you could bring something to the table to him that's going to make y'all more of a team. Maybe he's looking for more of a team aspect. A man in that high position ain't looking for no you bringing something financially to the table great as well. No, I want you to be a part of my foundation. We're growing and be a part of my businesses that we're building, and we can focus on that. But it may be a man that's making, let's say, 60, 70K. That's like, oh, no, you bringing 70, 80, 90K to the table too? Hey, that worked better for me. So when it come down to more of that equalship and things like that, that may work. That may be okay with him. Yeah, I wash the dishes sometimes. Yeah, I take the kids to school sometimes. Yeah, I do that. He'll fall back and let that woman also have that role as alpha masculine sometimes as well, because he know this is what works out better for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying when it comes down to what I said here, it's levels to it.
And
That man that's that
all I'm
ambitious
saying.
man, he's gonna require that.
That's
You
all
get
I'm
what
saying. If I'm a
but
man-
every man, let me just say this, but every man can't get that.
Exactly. And
Every man can't
all I'm
get that.
saying is this, so y'all understand clearly what I'm saying. If I'm a musician or a singer and I'm out there and I'm touring and I'm doing concerts, I'm doing all these things, I'm bringing the bag in. I don't have time or the ability to keep up with all the finances because I'm out there getting the bag. So if I know that my woman is financially literate and can handle those things, I'm not less of a man by letting her take that role on because I'm still bringing the money in.
Yeah, she's doing
I
what
just
she have
can't-
to do
I
for
can't
your
wear-
foundation.
Exactly. I can't wear every hat at every time.
Yeah, I was talking about a woman who is making, more, making
More money,
just as
yeah.
much
But
and
even if
things
she's
like that. You know what I'm
if-
saying?
Even if she's out there making $100,000+ a year, you know what I mean?
If
And
she's
basically-
working like that, how in the heck is she doing what she got to do for you? She's
women-
working just
listen,
as much as
Let
you.
me tell you something. Black women do it. Women do it every
Oh, yeah,
day.
yeah.
So it's very possible.
If you want
got-
that, more
well,
power to you.
no,
But I want a
what-
woman who's going to give towards what we're building over here. Not
How's that
I'm
not
building
y'all
this
building?
and you
How's
building
that
this on
not
the left
y'all
side.
building? How's it not y'all building it together though? If you out there doing what you doing, she's doing what she's doing, but she's still keeping the house together. How is she? How
she's
not?
working. How? Why you? This is what I'm saying. If she's doing just as much as you, she's out there.
I'm not
working.
saying just as much as me.
Well,
if
that's
she's
the
at
type of woman I'm
100,000
talking
a
about.
year and I'm at 500 or a million a year, how are we doing the same
Well,
thing?
I'm talking about that woman's gonna fall back. I'm talking about the woman who's saying I'm doing just as much as you. I'm that independent woman. Why when you say I want a woman that's peaceful, non-confrontational,
It's not that
and
many
things
of them,
like
though.
that?
That
You know what I'm saying?
independent
I
woman
sit here
is
at
by
this table
herself.
with those women
Listen,
every day, bro.
And and those
all
women,
these women want exactly what I just
and those
explained.
women are by themselves.
Yeah.
Those women
Exactly.
are by themselves.
That's why we're having a
I'm
conversation
but
about
I'm
it.
not talking about those women because those women talk a lot,
But
but they're
that's
gonna
the
go home.
question.
They're gonna go home to their dog, their
Yep.
cat, or their
Exactly.
kid.
Paul,
That's all they're
exactly.
doing.
He's talking about like, in a sense, just for reference.
miscommunicate.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what
y'all
I'm
miscommunicated.
going.
But
No, the
yeah.
question is being miscommunicated. That's why. Yeah, that's what's going on
What
right now.
Rome is referring to as, he's referring to a woman like, I'm going to say our grandmother.
Right.
Our grandmother worked a full-time job, came home, took care of the house,
Still.
and still we work too. That's what he was saying.
That wasn't the question.
No, I'm just saying that's what he's.
That's where
he's saying.
that's where the conversation. That's where the conversation went to, though. That's where the conversation went to.
That's why I was just.
Yeah. I was just basically saying because women sit here all the time and say men say they want this because they want a weak woman. You know what I'm saying? And these are women who are out there making 80, 90, 100 grand. They making that. You know what I'm saying? Like it when they walk in. You know what I'm saying? They making that. So this is what they be saying. So I'm saying when it come down to that situation, I always explain there's levels to this, and it's all about making it's cashing in your chips with the right situation, right? Don't go out there looking for that man that's making over 100 grand, right? And come with that type of energy. It's not gonna work for him. Right. But if you got a man making 50, 60, maybe even 70K, he may say, you know what she's bringing to the table, that'll work for me. So y'all make a balance things out, and maybe you can have masculine alpha roles with that man in that relationship. It ain't gonna work for me, but some men it may work for them.
And
that's
them
all
the
I'm
ones
saying.
that always say they be dealing with ballers and they really don't. Because if whoever the fuck they were was up in here and they fuck with niggas like me continuously, they would have picked up game and slowed their ass down and started listening after a while. Because they were like, damn, I keep losing these stunners because I'm opening my fucking mouth too much. Yeah. So, see, obviously, if you still talking that way, you dealing with John at the Walmart or something. Because you're not fucking with a nigga like me. Because I would have been checked you a long time ago.
You know where they mix it up, though? You know where they mix it up? And I could tell because when I bring this to them, they kind of fall back. They mix who they have sex with or what circles they run in. They mix that up with who they can actually get into a relationship with and marry. You get what I'm saying? They put it all in one box, and I say you can't do that because the guys who you ended up. Well, let me finish. I say the guys that you end up in relationships with is the reason why you talking the way you talking. Right. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
I'll tell you. I'll fuck you, but
exactly.
nothing else. I'll fuck you,
man. Period. I tell them that all the time. Of course we'll have sex with you. Yeah, in fact, you want to leave her and have sex right now. I tell them like what you want me to say. Yeah. But when it come down to getting on one knee and proposing, hell no.
Never.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just not a different type of woman when you looking for that.
Yeah, exactly. So when it come down to that, universal, worldwide, I believe men feel that way. Even if a man can't require that, he feels that deep down, and that's what he wants. So I believe that's what men feel in general. You know
I didn't say what I had to say as far as that. Submissive woman, definitely I want my woman to be submissive and feminine, because, I don't want to come on to a masculine woman, you know what I'm saying? I want her to be girly. I want her to, if she see a fly, she gets scared. I mean, I need that, and, but it's a lot of women out there that think that it should be 50-50 because, I heard this on a podcast the other day. It was a toxic women podcast where one of the women, she said, I think actually it shouldn't be 50-50. I think it should be 80-40. You know what I'm saying? Like, 80-20 because she said she felt because, we got to carry the kid. We got to deal with, birthing the kid and doing everything and raising the kid, things like that. So that's how she felt. But
that
I
felt like
die
alone.
Yeah, but it was a toxic relationship show,
But I would say this, even though I'll break this down to the women, I would say this though, straight up though. Every fucking man can't require that though. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Every man can't. Like I get it, that's what men want, but we gotta remember that too. Women just gotta understand when you say I want 50-50, you gotta drop down what you're looking for though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't go looking for that ambitious man that have hundreds of options. Don't go looking for him because
I just think they fucked up by putting numbers on it.
And every man that's not in that position yet can't require that because you ain't there, bruh. I say that straight up. You ain't in that place, and a woman gonna figure you out really quick.
You hear me, Paul? I said I think they really fucked up by putting numbers on it. 80-20, 50-50-40.
Oh, they do that. And we just going with the flow. You know what I'm saying? They break it down.
But I think the women do forget that we are the protectors too as well. They understand. Yeah. They want us to take a bullet for them. So it's like we got to die for you, but okay, you want it to be 50-50. It's like it don't make no sense.
You can't put no price on protection because you could be sitting there making all the money. I could be laying on your couch or whatever, and you could be talking crazy to me like, well, I made $200,000 this year, and you made $60,000 this year, so I'm running this relationship. And you could speak all that nonsense until someone kick that door in and run it, and then you're going to go screaming.
running behind you.
You're going to go screaming, running behind me, and I'm going to step behind you like, no, you running this. You handle that.
Hey, who was did y'all hear about that story? Who was that dude that it was the actor dude? I can't think of him right now, but it came out that he got robbed, and they put a gun up to his head, and his wife broke and left this dude. You know what I'm saying? And they was asking the question, like, on Breakfast Club, they was asking the question, if this was your wife, would she stay with you or would she leave you? You know, and the girl straight up saying, like, I thought about my kids. If he get killed, she straight up said, if he get killed, I got to be here for my kids. That's what she was thinking in her head. You know what I'm saying? So you right. Women are going to be out. Exactly. You know what and I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm not, that's honestly, between you and that person.
Honestly, I can't be mad at that. I mean,
I know
mine going to go get that thing and start popping off. But in the same token, if she running, because I'm thinking of the kids too. I'm really not mad at that. But once again, learning how to choose your
you're going to be thinking of the kid anyway. You're going to think of jumping in front of the bullet anyway to save your kids.
Exactly. So.
All right, cool. Well, let's get into some media mainstream stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna discuss a current event. You know, so the first current event I want to ask about is a slap heard around the world. As men, how do you feel about Will Smith going up and slapping Chris Rock? And we're gonna start with you, Johnny.
I'm gonna tell you the truth on that situation. I know Chris, and I've met Will, and I'm gonna tell you the honest goodness truth. Will's a straight up bitch for that. He done it because Jada made him do it. Literally. It's facts. There's nowhere in the world that you walk up and slap a black man. Period. You just don't do that. That's the most disrespectful thing in the world.
I got a question. How would you handle that if you was in that same position?
I'd have beat the brakes off that nigga. Look, it would have went straight. It would have went straight black.
And then what if you was Will Smith?
That's what you would have gave him.
If I was Will Smith, all Will Smith got to do is look at him. Dude, you're doing too much. That's it. They're friends. That's the thing. They're friends. They've been friends for years. So all Will really had to do, he would have, and the joke wasn't that serious.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't that serious for that.
He said, I love you, Jada. Yeah. I can't wait to see him. You know, he was right. He's a comedian.
It wasn't that serious.
On top of that, she known for being bald,
so
to be honest.
He done it. This is the thing with Will. And if you read his book, he says something about not being able to protect his mom when his dad hit her. So Will, and Jada has always been chasing the ghost of Pac. Always. Yeah. So Will feel like that he has to be a Tupac for Jada. Which he will never measure up to that. He will never measure up to that. So now he's in a mental place where he feels like he got to show her something. He feels like he has to protect her. He has to do all these different things, and that's not even his character at all. Mm-hmm. That's not a fabric that's in him. Period. So for him to even do that is so far out of character for him. That's why his behind right now is in India. You know. Getting therapy.
She chose the wrong man, and he chose the wrong woman.
Absolutely, absolutely, 100%. That was BS. And when Tony and them catch him, there's gonna be some issues.
All right, Jerome.
I 100% agree with Johnny what he said. I think that and the dude on that stage, you promoting black on black violence once again for what reason? Like Chris. What he said wasn't that serious. It wasn't really disrespectful. If he calling your wife out her name or something, you handle that. I understand 100%. What he said was nothing. Yeah. And him doing that, I've lost all respect for him, to be honest. Like, never had that much. I mean, I respect him as an actor, but as a man, like, I've lost all respect for you on that right there, because that was just way beyond what you had to do. Like he said, he could have just looked at him. He could have said enough. Chris would have stopped. You doing that on that stage, you telling little black kids that this is how you handle something, and that's not how you handle it. That's our problem. We always think violence is the answer, and it's never the answer. Like if someone threatening you, someone coming after your family, understandable. Do what you need to do. That situation, come on, violence was the last thing that he should have done. He could have said anything and let that go. So that was just weak as hell. As a man, that was weak as hell. In any way you look at it, that was weak.
All right.
Jonathan?
Well, I don't agree with it neither. It was just disrespectful as a black man. But I look at it in two ways. I just think Will Smith have a lot of tormented issues that was built up from not from that situation, situation from the house situation with the guy, you know, and all that stuff was going on. So he got a lot of built up frustration, which he should be divorced. She should be out the house. He's one black.
Yeah, she crazy.
That definitely should be divorced. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty gangster, but that's just me. But he couldn't. I mean, the place was. I mean, he could have went up there and. Me.
He said he thought it was gangster.
Hey, he could have went up there and just as gangster and went up there, same everything except, and just whisper something cold in his ear and just had the media like, what did he say? And went back and sat down. Exactly. He could have said, say it again, I'm gonna slap the fuck out of you, and went and sat down.
Exactly.
And then and they were like, what did he say? On some shit like that, it would have been smooth too. Been but I just
we would have expected that, you know.
Yeah. I was disappointed in him. If he was a real G nigga like that, and the nigga did, you know, talked about his bitch or whatever, wop, and he get at her, and he got at the nigga the way he did, is one thing. If that's how you felt. But he didn't feel that way at first. He reacted off of her.
He laughed.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so if it was your initial reaction, I would have been like, hey, but you was like, well,
then he looked at her.
I'm about to do it now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't. But, you know, other than that, I was like, damn, Will cold for this. Will, it tripped me out. I was like, whoa, nigga cold. But, yeah, it was. He should have just, the whisper would have been cold, just had the world thinking like, what he said.
That would have
been cold right there.
All right, Swag.
Shit, I thought the shit was fake at first when I first saw the shit. I was
Me
like,
too.
damn, is this fake? But,
Me too.
You know, for Will to do that, I'm thinking like, you know, like the homie said, he got off for a reaction and went up there and did that. But on some real shit, I would have just watched the show and then I would have got the nigga in the back. To be honest, that's how I would have got him.
Real talk. Yeah. All right, bro.
That's how real men do it that way.
Because it's like, how you going to do that to Chris Rock, but you got August Alsina that actually slept with your woman, talking about it on cameras, being
in
on
your house.
panties in your house, and you ain't going to slap him, do nothing to him.
Right.
So that's what tripped me out. But the other thing about it is that it wasn't gangster to me because it's like, come on, man, doing that at the Oscars, bro, like, come on, dog. It's security. The whole world is watching. I mean, just embarrassing us as a black man. That ain't cool. Ain't like we on Crenshaw. You feel me? That's a different story. But we got the Oscars on national television around the whole world. Like, come on, man. You got to, you know, have some pride to yourself, too. Is that, you know, especially, you know, the caliber man that Will Smith is. You feel me? But, yeah.
But you got, hold on, let me jump in real quick. You got Will Smith, who's like 6'3", 250. You got Chris Rock, 5'6",
that part too.
60 pounds wet.
Yeah.
You walking up smacking this dude. I mean, he instantly turned his back and walked away because he knew he wasn't no threat. So right there is a bitch move.
Man, he would have been pushed into his wife in them tables.
Hey, you think you'd have did that? That was The Rock?
Hell no. You know, but to me, that's a bully move.
Slapped, man.
That's a bully move.
He would have got one of these.
That's a bully
straight
move.
up. You know, harder than that though. You know, I mean, I'm all about men being real men. So the main reason that I believe that was a very, very weak move because it showed a lack of leadership. And one of the reasons what I mean by lack of leadership is because a man that's a leader do not move according to the emotions that your woman show or the tyrants that your kids have. You make the decisions that are not always the ones that are favorable by your family. You make the moves that are best for the family. So you did something that could have took you away from the family. If we do that, if we not Will Smith and we do that, we going to jail. You get what I'm saying? Like straight up, that's what's gonna happen. You know, we're not gonna have the opportunity to sit back down at the Oscars and then go home with our trophy. That's not happening. So you could have took yourself away from your family, your kids, and things like that. You know, and that's one of the main reasons why I was telling a lot of women who was like, "Oh, he did what he had to do." I asked these ladies at the panel. I said, "Okay, let's take Will away. Let's say your boyfriend or your husband. All y'all got boyfriends, right? Yeah. Let's say they sitting at home or whatever. Somebody come to the house or whatever, and then something like that happened, and he went up and hit him. The police was called in. Now he's going to jail. Would you be happy that he did that, standing up for you?" They said, "Oh, heck no, I wouldn't want him to do that. In fact, I'd be trying to stop him. I don't think that would be a smart move." Okay, then why is it smart for Will to do it? Because he's Will, right? So I'm just saying, in real life, I don't think no woman who is really love her man and really is standing by her man's side will want him to take that type of direction and do something like that. So it was just a weak move, you know, and it ain't a move that I think any man who understand and know how it is to be a leader should move. And I think that just show Will is not a real leader, man. And I'm sorry to say that, but he's just not.
Once again, that shows choosing the right woman.
Big time,
Like
big
the
time.
woman he choose make him do things like
He chose
that.
beauty
Right.
and status.
Yeah.
I mean, because
You know what I'm
he
saying?
looked at her and she looked at him like lead nigga, and that's
Yeah.
what he went to go do.
Yeah. That's not a leader.
But
That's not
what
a
she
leader,
said,
man.
told
But
him.
let me ask
Yeah.
y'all this: what y'all think
Woman.
about the comment she made after? She was like, "I don't need him to protect me."
Even
We're
worse.
gonna say something.
Yeah,
Even worse.
And,
Every
I-
reason he should get a divorce.
And I just heard that she said I didn't even want to marry him.
Yeah.
But that right there,
So-
And
right
that was
there-
old.
Yeah.
That was old when she
That's
did
old,
that.
yeah. That's
You know,
old.
on
That's
Red
old
Table
deal.
Talk. You know what I'm
that's on
saying?
Red Table.
But still,
That's masculine toxicity.
Very
Hey,
masculine.
you know what's
what I'm
funny
saying?
though? Because I think if Pac was alive, he wouldn't even be with Jada. That's
Hell
that's
no.
the thing
Nah,
about it.
he
I'm
can't
thinking-
keep up with that. He can't even keep up with Pac's ghost. So how he gonna keep up with Pac if he was really standing here in this world? But that's really what Jada want. She want a dude who could put her in her place.
Exactly.
And she know Will can't do that, and that's why she keep lashing out and doing things the way she do it, because she know, well, he just gonna give me what I want and follow behind me and things like that, you know. But she really want a dude who's gonna put her in her place. She
And
just
that-
don't
that-
got that
But
with
Paul,
Will.
is she? The saying was she in love with Pac, and they wasn't even like relationship.
Yeah,
Because
they
Pac
wasn't.
didn't want her.
Her, yeah.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
You think if Pac said, "Hey Jada, I want you to be with me.
that's
I
usually-
want to."
she
you know
would've.
what I'm
That's
saying?
usually how them females are, though.
Yeah.
That's how they are.
They want the thug. The thug don't want you. He
Right.
got Quincy Jones' daughter,
Exactly.
a real feminine
Feminine
woman.
Exactly.
We don't want
Jada-
you, Jada.
Cause Jada's a street girl, you know.
Jada
So all you
was-
Jadas out there, we don't want you.
All women want a man that don't want them.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the facts.
We
You know
don't
what I'm
want you
saying?
Jadas or you Erica Badu's.
Jada too busy trying to be a man. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the real issue. She trying to be a man.
Real
So
talk.
and
Or
Will
the
and Will
Cabrio
ain't
unions. We don't want y'all either.
Will ain't man enough.
We don't want no entanglement.
It's a lot you can add up in that category,
though.
man. A lot. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, cool. Let's get into another current event. Now, this is a current event that men kind of try to stay away from. You know what I'm saying? This is you know, because I think a lot of men have their thoughts on this particular topic, you know, that don't necessarily go in the direction all the way on in regards to how women feel about this. But let's touch on it. So we have saw the documentaries and we know how women feel about this, man, but we haven't really got to see how men feel about this, you know, this artist, you know, and I'm talking about R. Kelly. If he gets life, do you think the system got it right, or is the system broken for men? And we're gonna start this time with you, Swag.
I'm not feeling R. Kelly right now, period. I ain't played nothing R. Kelly in a long time since that situation happened, you know what I'm saying, or whatever he got going on. Yeah. It's time to say bye-bye, R. Kelly. Lock your ass up.
Okay. All right. Tone.
I was playing it on the way here. You know, he like fuck all that. Fuck all that, man. But you know I mean, it's a cold thing. I mean, I'm from an era where you know, all my homegirls, you know what I'm saying, like when I was, you know, freshman, sophomore, they was fucking niggas in college and past that already. So a generation of women that I know, they was fucking older niggas and all that. Now, if it was my daughter, you know, some of them families, they pimp their children to that nigga.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying? Y'all all putting the blame on him and all that. It's fucked up. If he been getting young ass, it's fucked up. I wouldn't condone it like that, but it wasn't like he raped nobody. He took no pussy.
Right.
Them parents put them girls in that position. He been doing, y'all, all that generation of girls been getting down like that. That's their fathers and their lives that didn't protect them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, he shouldn't get no L for this because, shit, Elvis Presley did it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? All these other people, and y'all didn't smash on
Woody
them.
Harris, who's still with
Yeah, he
that
got
young woman.
his adopted child, right? It was an adopted
Yeah.
child
Yeah.
he did that with. So, you know what I'm saying? Yes, it was fucked up. Get a nigga some time just to put the, you know, lesson learned type shit out there. But life, man, don't take this man life for that shit, though, because too many people out there doing it. Too many people out there doing it. They have a law in, it's called the Romeo and Juliet law, to where, you know, you can, if you've been fucking somebody in high school and, you know, you 21 now and they, whatever, like 16, or I don't know the difference, like 16, 17, and you get caught, you can't get statutory rape because of that, because you've been fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the nigga did nothing wrong overall. He wasn't fucking no 14. And then you got to go back and look at per state the age to where 16, you can fuck and all this shit on your own. No parent. 16, like down south have a lot of them, 16, 17. So it depends on where you at. Like Cali has 18, Florida has 18, and I think New York.
Where he was from,
yeah, and he was like 16 out there. So they was legally could do what they want. You know what I'm saying? So don't do it. I wouldn't do it, but you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
Yeah, real talk. All right, Johnny.
Not life in jail. Hell no.
Yeah.
Man, that's a touchy situation, man. It's kind of hard to even talk about that in a sense. But I would say this. I say, you know, you got to think about too. A lot of times in our history, a lot of black women, young girls, was gave to older men when they was young to get married, to have a family though. But they was, you know, I know sister, cousin, family, or whatever. Right. You gonna have my daughter when they get of age. So it's betrothed, and so you know, I don't agree with it messing with young girls, you know, to that. But if it's the law,
young, like how young? You mean under 18?
Under let's say in Chicago, the average was 16. Okay. But you know, they lifted some of that stuff. You know, when it's a case when it's dealing with a black male, a certain situation, like Bill Cosby, I'm just using an example. They lifted the statutory, because it's a statutory to all that stuff too. Right. But you know, just to respect. I mean, I don't want no young girl like that, because she don't know how to, you know, suck it and fuck it like I like it anyway. So it's just me.
All right, Jerome.
I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. If you look at history, nothing he's done haven't been done a million times before by a million white people. Or you know, you go back in the Viking days. You look at 200-300 years ago. Like he said, 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000 years ago, they was marrying kids. They was giving girls away at 12 years old. If you look in the Jewish community right now, at 13, a girl is considered a woman. So how the people who's trying to lock him up probably sleeping with kids they sell. Now like he said, and I 100% agree. He didn't rape nobody. He didn't take it. They gave it to him.
They need to arrest the parents.
Right. That's who should be on trial, is the parents. Yeah. Most of those parents was dropping their kids off saying, you stay here, you do whatever this man needs you to do so you can bring that back home. Most of the time, R. Kelly was giving them money to lead their daughters and stuff. So why is he in jail for doing something that men been doing for hundreds of years? Exactly. And why is the parents not in jail? Like he said, like the fathers wasn't there. The mothers these parents is pimping their kids out.
Wrong. They were dropping kids off at Never Land. What happened?
I mean, it's got to be as a father, you know. What's up? You going to where? R. Kelly's? Oh, let's go then. Yeah, right. At 11 o'clock at night, I'm gonna sleep. I'm be there with you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
you going? If I got a 15, 16-year-old daughter, you going to the studio, we going to the studio. I don't care if it's R. Kelly, I don't care if it's Babyface, I don't care who it is. Because just the things that go on in those type of environments. So, you know, the parents should be the ones in jail, not R. Kelly, to be honest. Like, I don't know.
And the ladies, y'all, Diana Ross did it. Let's put her in jail.
Yeah. Like, come on, now.
Real talk.
She had Michael at like 13.
The teachers do it every day.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. For real.
Listen, he married Aaliyah at 15. So none of this is a surprise.
Yeah.
None of this is a surprise. But now, this is my thing with it. This is my thing. He should go to jail for, if anything, for like kidnapping, taking people across state lines and stuff like that. Possibly. If they allowed him to sleep with him, that's between them. Yeah. But my thought is, like, if you're going to do something, make it fair. That's my only thing. Make it fair. All the white dudes out here doing the same shit, put them in jail. Yeah. Throw them under the jail the way you trying to throw R. Kelly under the jail. That's the only issue I have. Make the shit fair.
Yeah.
If white people doing it all day, every day, don't try to crucify this black man.
So Hugh Hefner did it.
Yeah.
I know, and he's American treasure for us.
He's American.
He was 90 fucking
Playboy.
17-year-old.
And they ain't said nothing about
right,
him until
right.
now. The
No.
dude been dead
Dead.
for like
Right.
5-10 years. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
But you know that's when they do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, you got Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis. You got tons.
And let's keep on bringing up Wood Harrison.
Wood
Harrison,
Right.
whatever his name is.
Let-
Still
what-
with that
what-
woman.
let-
you know?
Let's talk about Abraham Lincoln and all the presidents that's done it. So
That's been sticking
how's
with
our
slaves.
lawmakers doing it?
With white
That y'all
and black
want-
women.
right. So how's our lawmakers doing it? The people trying to put him in jail, raping kids right now. Like, this is nothing new. They're
The white
raping
slave
kids.
owners did it.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's what I'm saying.
Half the
Both
people
right.
in the government is raping kids right now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a fact. So come on.
How you feel about it, bro?
I mean, of course, you know, R. Kelly's a genius, man. I'm always going to be a R. Kelly fan, man. I don't care. I mean, the only thing I think he's wrong about is actually putting that footage out of him pissing on a little kid. I mean,
That
that's
was
the only thing I
stupid.
disagree with. That's the only
Taping
thing.
it.
Because, you know, the thing with the age as far as women lie about the age all the time. Because I got caught up in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a while back, you know, where, you know, the girl told me she was 18. I was like 19 at the time. You know, we went to the park. You know, we got in the back seat. Next thing you know, I hear, and the cop is out the window. And then he took us both out. Took me to the side, and then he talked with her, talked with me, and then he came back to me like, bro, you know how old she is? I was like, she 18, right? And he was like, she's 17. But he was like, I ain't gonna do anything. Luckily, her birthday's in a couple of months, so I'll let you go. But yeah, just be careful out there. So a lot of women lie, you know what I'm saying, about their age.
A lot of them
you
have
know,
fake
and
IDs
they got
too,
fake
you know, they
IDs,
get
so
fake
it's hard to
IDs.
tell.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
with that being said, man, I can't get them about
And
that.
some
I
of
just get them about the part pissing on
And
the girl.
JY, some of them built like stallions, so you got to be careful, man.
Exactly.
You got
that
to check
too.
their birth certificates.
Yeah, they 12 looking like they 21,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
for real.
Yeah. I mean, this is always touchy when it comes down to me, man, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, R. Kelly's the whole reason that I love R&B.
Yeah.
The first song that I created was on an R. Kelly beat, you know, and things like that. So it's hard for me I'm a little biased, to be real with you, when it come down to R. Kelly. So when it come down to a life sentence, hell no. I would never agree with that. But I also say that not just because I'm biased to R. Kelly. Let's be real, man, because a lot of us come from these communities. I look at, you know, my grandparents had 18 kids, 17, 18 kids, right? 10 of them were my uncles. I'm going to be real, and we seen it. All my uncles had younger girls, and my grandfather married my grandmother. He was, 8, 9 years older than my grandmother, and I believe she wasn't 18 yet when they got married. This is something we've been seeing our whole life.
Right.
So when it come down to now putting R. Kelly, letting him be that example, using him, you know, and putting him in jail, if it have to do with mainly that, I think that's wrong. Now, if they talking about, he raped, which I didn't see the charges, but if they saying, he raped her, or, you know, he was, you know, taking women against their will, that's different.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard anything that had to do with that. They talking about this tape. You get what I'm saying? The tape that he already beat a case for. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
if it still have to do with all of that, nah, he shouldn't. He should make a couple of years, maybe, but life, no, not at all, man. So I don't agree with that at all. And I'm pretty sure we've all seen this and not just our communities, man. It happens, like you say, worldwide. I just say our communities because that's where we come from and we've seen it, you know. But this is worldwide, man.
Well, you know, they build laws for our communities, man.
Right.
To take us down.
And,
Yeah,
I was going to say that real quick. You got to look at what's really going on. Every time a black man get to a certain height, they find ways to destroy him. Like Michael Jackson was trying to buy. He owns Sony. A lot of people don't even know that he owns Sony. He owns most of these people that y'all talk about. He owns their masters.
He bought Elvis Presley,
right?
Beatles
All
too.
of them, the Beatles, Elvis. He owned all their masters. So when he was talking about they dropping kids off at Neverland, Michael Jackson never touched a kid. Look, you got the whole government trying to catch him, and they couldn't find anything. You got if the FBI is coming after you, looking at you in every way, shape, and form, and they can't find nothing on you. What does that say? But they was trying to destroy him because at the time he was finishing the purchase of Sony. So he was ruffling a lot of white people's feathers, Jewish people's feathers, because he was taking their money. And he outsmarted all of them.
They said he was going to be the richest one in the world, too, if they completed that deal.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
So you gotta look at why they come at us. You know why they build this up, and when we outsmart them, then it's like, okay, he outsmarted me. I'm not gonna allow this. I'm gonna find a way to destroy him. Bill Cosby.
It's all a setup.
Bill Cosby was going to buy
NBC.
when all these charges came out about him. Like look at both sides of the coin. Like, and I'm not saying Bill Cosby did or didn't do it. But in the 70s, everybody was getting high and fucking. That's just what it was.
You gotta be logical. Like, I don't think these people logical. Ain't nobody going to nobody's room at 3 a.m. We ain't going to. What we going to do?
Exactly.
At 3 a.m. Come on, these women.
Bill Cosby was who he was. You knew what you was going there for. I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. I don't know if he was slipping people pills or whatever. But if y'all drinking and he hands you a pill and you take it, what is he wrong for?
That's what I believe. Come on, that's what we all know what it is,
He
man.
didn't hit him in the head and slide a pill down their throat.
Bill Cosby wasn't hitting that
How many-
Caitlyn Jenner looking motherfucker.
Hey, look though, look.
And then look at most
be
of the
real.
women that came out. They was ugly as shit.
Let's be real though. I'm pretty sure we've all been in this position. And when we okay, what happened when we got the booth to Playhouse? You know, on my 29th birthday. You know what I'm saying? Old dude that was security guard was like, "Hey, what exactly you want? Because you know they want that. We got the Zans, we got this, we got this, we got that. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you get the girls over there, they're gonna ask for these things. So which one you want? We got deals on it right now. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna get the drink, you know. But this is what happened. When we got over there, we had the table, and it was, you know, girls coming in, about 20 girls. They kept at least 20 girls around us, right? Oh, y'all got the Zans, y'all got the East, y'all got this is what women are asking for. So I believe Bill had it available. And he like, hey, this is what y'all want. Y'all want the Preludes? Those was popping at that time. Right. So that's a whole nother story, man. Bill shouldn't have there was no proof or evidence to that situation.
Been to a lot of these celebrity houses, like on kickbacks and all that type of stuff. Like I heard about Sean Kingston house, how he keeps cocaine, weed, everything, like pounds of it, just right there for them to attack it when they want it. You know what I'm saying?
And let me just say this real quick. Common sense. Bill Cosby raping white women, drugging white women in the 60s, they don't give a fuck who he was. He would have been hanging from a tree.
Big time.
So,
big time. Man, I got to give you one of these for that, man.
How is these white women coming out 50, 60 years later saying, oh, he drugged me? Really?
Crazy.
Really?
Crazy.
In the 50s and in the 60s and 70s? He would have been hanging from a tree.
They would have hung him by his penis,
man. Listen, they don't care. They don't care who he was or how famous he so-called was. They would have hung him like any other nigga back then. So, come on.
You know what's funny? Because we got
crazy.
the Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, you know, Michael Jackson, but what white man out there they got?
Exactly.
The only time they take them, if they really, like the dude Harry Weinstein, who really raped boys. That's different. You get what I'm saying? That's it.
What about the Penn
They
State
try to
coach?
compare R. Kelly to him.
The Penn State assistant coach.
But where's he at, though?
But he didn't end up going to jail.
And neither did Weinstein. Listen, neither did Weinstein.
He's in jail now. Well, Weinstein didn't end up killing himself, but he did go to jail. Weinstein eventually, years later, went to jail for actual raping boys, though. You know what I'm saying?
He was
That's
actually
the difference,
raping them.
you know?
That's different.
But I am glad, though, as men, we're finally able to talk, because we're not just talking about this for young men and us, but even the men who are celebrities. Because I'm going to be real with y'all, because I interview a lot of the celebrities and things like that, too, and I had a tweet from Next up in here, and I brought this question up, and I could tell he wanted to kind of fill in and answer it like this, but you know, I get it. You a celebrity, it's people watching you. So when I said what I said, he was kind of smiling like, okay, you know, because he did mention, you know, that's a friend. He got a history with, you know, they all know each other, you know, but he couldn't really get into it and talk about it. But I'm glad finally as men we're talking about it and saying how we feel about this particular subject, you know, because men don't see it the same way the ladies see it when it comes down to this. Not at all, you know.
Well, Paul, one thing is, you know, we just have to reach out and tell our young men, be careful, make wise choices.
Yes.
Because sometimes the choices and situations we do put ourselves in, it can give you a lifetime of pain.
Yeah, you know because we're not saying that he was perfect. And right, and we would have moved like R. Kelly. I would never move like no R. Kelly.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? So we're not saying that. Let's make sure that's understood.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We're not saying that.
We ain't moving like that now.
Yeah.
There's nothing a young girl can do for me.
Yeah.
There's nothing a young girl can do for me. I'm talking 30 plus. Like, ain't nothing under 30.
So no
32.
25.
Nah, hell.
See, but what
would we have to
I'm saying different age groups.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
One, I'm married, so ain't nothing no woman can do for me. But even when I was, like, I can't. A young girl, all you can once you bust that nut, then what's left? There's nothing you could talk about.
This is the whole
there's nothing y'all have in common.
Yeah.
So I don't even waste.
I mean,
my time.
I'm kind of on your level because when I was younger, I was dating more older.
But you gotta understand,
as well.
Some men out there, that's all they want. They don't want to do nothing. They just want to use it to have it.
So in that situation,
and that's what they doing now. So I'm with it.
In that situation, I'll feed you.
Come on.
I'll feed you, take you to a movie, whatever you require. I'm gonna get what I need, and then we're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah.
And that's all.
And I think when it come down to this, because this is a whole different subject and things like that. But when it come down to this, like I get it from the standpoint of, like, you know, the age group you're in. You know what I'm saying? Like talking as a 34, 35, you know, whatever, 36-year-old men, like 25, 26 ain't that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like
and I get that.
You get what I'm saying? It's different. You know,
Right.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't date older or date. Not older, but I mean like around my age. I'm not saying that I wouldn't do that.
But what I'm saying is that
you know,
the type of girls that they were saying R.
with,
Kelly was messing with, like 16, 17, 18, like
way up.
Yeah,
we not with that. Nobody here is with
that.
no 16, 17.
Yeah,
You
none
know,
of that.
I'm gonna keep it at 16, 17. I'm gonna keep it right there. I'm not gonna go.
We
we're not with that.
are with 35 right now though.
All day.
With that.
All day.
You said we're with that.
Yeah, we're with 35. I'm fucking 35.
I think that'll be on
I don't-
you at this table, my man.
They younger. They younger.
A woman that's 35.
I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm not just 30. I'm not
They
saying
younger.
it's a
So they want the
problem.
young tenders.
But you saying it got to start at 35 for you, like 35 and up?
35. I want them like 35 to 40, right before 40.
You like it with gray
Everybody
hairs, huh?
different. Everybody different, man.
He want that. He want that
Everybody got
pussy to be
their-
gray.
Yeah,
They
them young ones is fucking everybody. I don't like that shit.
Right.
But they
Right.
fucking. That's the good thing.
But the older ones have.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
got
Had
more bodies.
everybody.
They got more bodies.
Nope.
They had
They a little bit
everybody.
better. No, these young hoes.
No,
they
it
go
depends.
They're close to the
Depends.
virgin.
No, I'm
woman.
saying they've been
Close to-
around long.
close to a
Depends
virgin,
on
but
the
they didn't
woman.
ran through.
Well, no, everything depends on the woman. You know
Man,
what I'm saying?
JY, he's saying they got semi-truck miles, man.
The 35 and up got somebody.
They got double that, triple that.
Depends on the woman.
But then they got good credit. They got extra stuff that come with 35
They
and
got
all.
pastrami down there too.
No, it depends on who been hitting.
Pull it like
Right.
Play-Doh.
It depends on the woman.
Oh,
Listen on the woman. Listen, them girls 30 and under got AIDS, got herpes. They got every disease. They got
Y'all
every
talking about
disease in
older
the book.
girls. Y'all should want something younger because y'all talking about older. That means they got that plus more.
But
no,
it's like,
no,
when
no,
y'all was in
no,
when y'all was in y'all
outrageous
early
hell.
30s or 30s, y'all thought differently though. That's all I'm saying though. Y'all
No,
in a
but,
different
okay,
age group.
You're right, but
You
when
get
I'm
what
saying,
I'm saying?
I'm saying y'all generation. The girls that are 20.
What you want us to go for 40-year-olds?
No. Listen what I'm saying. I'm saying the girls right now in their 20s, in their early 20s and 30s, them hoes nasty as shit. They have no more. No. None.
Look, it's different.
I mean, it's a different world. It's a
Look,
different
y'all
world.
understand. Y'all
It's a
talk
whole
different
different
because
world. It's a
you know
whole
most of these
different
men
world.
is married. But if y'all single, trust me, it'll be a whole different
No,
story.
this is what I'm
If
saying.
you go to Leonardo DiCaprio house
Listen.
right now, you ain't gonna see no 40-year-old women.
You ain't seeing 30-year-olds.
Listen,
Exactly.
no, hold on.
All
But
bitches know they
You
getting
may
out
catch
the way,
a couple
but-
of R. Kelly girls up in Leonardo DiCaprio house.
This is what I'm saying. It's a totally different generation. When we was in our 20s and stuff, the 20-year-old girls, the 18, 19-year-old girls, they wasn't out there like that. You went like, I didn't get hit until I was probably 21, 22.
But
That's
you gotta understand,
fact.
it was more of a secret back then because it wasn't social media. Now it's social media, so you can see it.
No,
Back then it was doing the same thing too.
No, they wasn't out there like that.
Not as bad, but
They was-
they was out there, but it wasn't
They
as
was
bad.
out there. There was no
Because
there was
I'm
nowhere
telling
near.
you, wasn't no phone. But you
Yeah,
know,
but look,
but they
back
wasn't
then
out
when
there
you
like
dating a
that.
girl though, you had to meet their dad sometimes
Right,
too.
right.
Do
They
y'all
wasn't out there
all
like
notice
that.
though?
They really wasn't.
the girl ages that y'all saying is still younger than what y'all are though. It's still younger
no,
women.
we saying
Y'all
when
not
we-
saying we
no.
want 50-year-olds.
No, hell no. I'm saying when we were that young. When we were in our 20s.
Come on, bro. That's all I'm
We
saying.
talking
You
about the
still want
20-year-olds
younger,
when we were 20s.
but you still want younger though. That's it.
I mean, of course.
Universally, men want younger.
Come on.
That's all
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
debating that. I'm
You
not
know?
Back in the
debating
Rome
that.
days, the kings that was like
You-
70 years
Paul,
old. They
You
married
having
the 12-year-old
women that's older.
you know?
You like, oh, I got a chance with
Paul.
Johnny.
Hey, Paul, ain't no wrong with a little seasoned meat.
Nah, man, come on. Stop the cap. Stop that cap, Johnny. Come on, man. You don't get out of here, man. Come on. But universally, though, men want younger. I don't care if it's 1 year, 5 year. I'm just saying universally. Now, maybe we'll date somebody if we really into them, a year old or whatever. But universally, I'm just saying that's what men want.
Younger, a man might date an older woman when you're younger. When you're in 20s,
Yeah, exactly.
early 20s.
Yeah, that's how you
But
That do
once
happen.
you get a little older,
Of
you want a younger woman.
Yeah, real talk. All right, cool. So now talking about the system and stuff like that. It's something else that men really don't talk about much, but we've seen it happen in the celebrity world a lot of times where men didn't have this, and we saw what happened. So we are all hardworking men, you know, at this table that have had and seen lots of money, right? So what do you as men think about prenups? And we're gonna start with you this time, Johnny.
I don't move without it. I don't know what none of y'all talking about. If she don't want to sign the prenup, we ain't got nothing to talk about. That's simple.
I like that.
Y'all getting the real today, man. Niggas ain't holding back nothing. He like, look, that's what it is. All right, Jerome.
I'm already married, so.
But okay, but let's say
but with that being said,
married.
that being said, I do agree with prenups because I look at these situations like even with Dr. Dre, like I hate how this country sets it up where a man does all the work. You know, now if a woman starts from ground floor with that man, she deserves half. Nothing to say. If she's been with him 2 decades, 20 plus years, raised the kids, done all that while he went out and built his thing, gave him the space and opportunity to build it while she held down the home, she deserves half or close to half. I'm going to say about 40%. But, you know, I agree with all of that. But if these women nowadays, they see you with your bag already, you know, they come in, they get pregnant real quick, you know, and then they stick around for a few years. And I've heard women say, I'm sticking around for 10 years because I know at 10 years I'm going to get a certain amount. So they go in with that ideology of I'm getting him for his back.
Or even till the kids get older, you know.
Exactly. So I definitely believe in prenup because these women is out there, and I'm not saying all, but a lot of women, you a target. Like he said, you're a target.
Yeah.
So,
right. Jonathan?
I believe in both, you know. I believe in prenups and I believe in traditional too. You know what I mean? It just depends on the situation, you know. I mean, you just got to be smart. Like you said, choose the right person, you know. They got to be brought up the right way, you know, to look at you as a man, look at the financial situation and stuff.
Right.
But I don't think, like you said, if you can be with somebody and they didn't have nothing, like let's say we have businesses, we get with somebody, they don't have nothing. They just coming in and being a housewife, being whatever. Yeah. I don't think you should leave them with nothing.
No,
you know?
you shouldn't leave them with nothing.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
They shouldn't get nowhere near half.
No. It should be some.
They should
do
be
some
able
guideline,
to,
like me and Paul talk. Do some guideline. Okay,
Yeah.
if something happens, you can get this or whatever. Yeah, that's.
Hold on. A real man is always going to take care of his woman. Exactly. Period.
She good.
So a real man will always
make sure she good.
If I leave you, you're going to be good.
100%.
Depending on how we break, depending on what you're doing during the relationship, you will always be good.
Yeah.
But don't try to take shit from me.
Yeah,
It's
that's
when
the
you try to
difference.
take something, that's when we have an issue.
Yeah.
Let me give you according to what you gave me.
Yeah.
But this is my thought. What degree, what education does these judges have to say what someone deserves?
Exactly.
That's the real menace.
Right.
Like y'all don't have the authority, y'all don't have the education, the background, y'all have nothing to say what someone deserves.
Right.
That's we feed into that bullshit. That's bullshit.
Right.
Listen, like Jeff Bezos' wife walked away with what, like $40 billion.
The richest woman in the world.
Listen,
Became the richest
Listen.
woman in the
Off
world.
a divorce. Off a
Listen,
divorce. She up there.
I would have spent $100 million and everybody would have disappeared. Judge, lawyers,
But hold
everybody.
on. But in that situation, I think she was there for a long time. She was there.
She was there before they got because
She was
they was
there.
living up out of a basement of their
Basement.
parents.
Yeah.
You know,
She
when
was
they
there
first
from
got
get-go.
married. So
Yeah.
she was there from the beginning.
Okay, I get all that. $40 billion.
Yeah. I mean, 40 billion. Yeah.
But you gotta understand,
That's another level.
40
But
billion.
I understand that more than the Dr. Dre situation.
Yeah,
I understand that one more than the Dre.
exactly.
Because we know Dre was popping before her,
Right,
man. Come
yeah,
on.
come
You know what I'm saying? So,
Hey, but and on top of that, come on, look how much he's worth though.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You don't understand about what
I
he's worth.
get all that.
You gotta even
He
look
got
at.
more than enough.
But listen,
Johnny ain't playing with it.
He's
40
200
billion.
billion. 40, 200 billion.
40 billion.
JY, Johnny, you gotta look at Tiger Woods. Look
He
what
on
Tiger
that
Woods
40
did.
billion, bro.
Listen,
don't
no,
care. But you know
listen.
that's how much he had.
That's her kids.
She is bringing that to another nigga, though,
Yeah.
too.
Right, man, come on now. 40.
But
He
I
could have
get-
gave her $1 billion. He could have gave her $1 billion. She straight, her kids straight, her kids straight, all the way down 10 generations.
But I couldn't
40
be mad at
billion.
him either though too. You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean-
I mean, I'm pretty sure he wanted to do it because you understand he got enough money where he could fight that if he wanted to. So if he did it, he wanted to do it. He's like, I ain't tripping.
No, the
I want
judge
200
made him
billion.
do
Have
that.
Take
The
that.
judge made him do that.
Judge.
40 billion.
So you saying you don't agree because of what situation? If she was, like Paul said, was there
That's
from
too
the
much
beginning.
money.
Too much money.
That's
what
too
he
much
said.
money.
It's too much
I
money.
mean,
Yeah,
definitely,
nothing.
definitely take care of her. Definitely take care of her.
okay.
But come on, $1 billion.
Okay.
No one in her lineage
would spend that.
Yeah. She's giving away the money though.
Right.
She's giving away like billions here, billions here.
Okay, yeah, but what
she
you have
don't need
to
it to a lot of charities. She don't need it.
Yeah, but what you have to realize is before she got that billion, that 40 billion, she still had billions.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
She was
she
attached to
still
it.
had billions because she worked for the corporation.
Yeah.
She still had billions.
She had her own
So
account.
she didn't need it.
Yeah.
It was just going through the divorce, procedure and being greedy. She didn't need it.
Real talk. Tone.
Well, I for sure for the prenup, because females I think they don't understand that how you how they see when they say like they don't want to deal with a broke nigga, like that feeling that they have, like why they don't want to deal with a broke nigga. That's the feeling I have as you being my woman. Like you're the broke nigga to me. Like
That's real, man.
like so that's what the prenup is about. So females, now y'all know that feeling y'all have from dealing with broke niggas. Y'all the broke nigga to us. So come in and act right. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
That's real talk. Like that.
Swag.
I'm in between with it, man. I'm just 50-50 with it. You know what I'm saying?
I put $5 million in your bank. How you feel now?
She come in with that bag, then she got to leave with that little bag that she came in with.
That's all I'm saying. You tell a nigga that, he changed everything. You put millions in his bank, everything changes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real talk.
No, it's always gonna say traditional when y'all both broke, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Or even.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We'll get to some comments in a second after we get through this one right here.
I mean, you already know, man. Shout out to Lil Boosie. If you rich, if you marry your bitch, get a prenup. I ain't got no mind. You know what I'm saying? Lil Boosie right there. You feel me? But yeah, you already know how I feel, bro. Prenup.
Look, I always say this, man. I think that a prenup and a DNA test should be mandatory.
DNA.
For every man across the board.
Absolutely.
Period. It shouldn't be no conversations about that. It shouldn't be no talk about that. Because this is the thing, and I'm gonna be real. I explained this in a relationship that I was in, for a couple of years, about 4 years, right? When we go to court or we have to deal with lawyers and things like that, we're always the woman is always in the driver's seat no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put myself in a position where now the judge and lawyers determine what comes out of my pocket after how hard I just worked for every dollar that I just made. It don't even all the way have to do with her. It have to do with me, with everybody that's going to be a part of this when we do go to court, if we do ever get a divorce. I'm not going to put myself in that situation. So we're going to do a prenup just to make sure that, look, you're protected. It protects both parties. You're protected. I'm protected. We don't even have to go through all of that if we don't work out, and we move forward with our life. And the DNA test, I say that because you already know. You see men who was taking care of a kid for 15, 16 years, and it ain't even his kid. Those things should be automatic in every relationship. Any man that don't get I don't care if you making 50 grand a year, get a prenup. Say, hey, let's just make sure that we protect both of us. Make sure everything is good no matter whatever happens, right? Period. Keep it moving. So every man out there, get a prenup, get a DNA test. That should be mandatory. You know what I'm saying?
The court should do that, Paul, though. They should test everybody.
should.
Once you know you have a kid, test them automatically.
Yeah, they should. I'm just saying right now they're not going to do that because
they're
the
not.
system go against men.
The
You know what I'm
system is
saying?
the most crooked thing.
Yeah.
So,
They know we
it's
out there.
set up for us
They
to
know we're
fail.
out there making the money and
That's why
providing, so they
that's why
come
the
after
county-
us.
But you
That's
know
why
what,
the
Paul?
county just say, give us a name.
Yeah,
They
but
don't
I'm
even
saying, like,
act.
for the
Just
women that
give us any
gone-
name
Yeah.
of a man.
For the women that go on, what's the show? Maury, and they have 11 men come on there. You can't even find the dad.
Nah.
Come on, man. You need to test them as soon as you get pregnant. They come out. Okay, there's this or that. Oh no, he's not. We need to go down the line.
And half of those dudes,
the courts ain't gonna
one or
pay
two
all
of those
that
dudes
money
been
for
playing
all
child
that.
support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pay all
Dropping the
that.
bag.
They be having on New Balance. They be running to the back. That cameraman. I want to see what the cameraman look like. He be following them like. They be running. They be striking to the back. No.
Yeah, real
You do the comments now.
Hey, we got any comments? Let's go on and pull up a couple. Yeah, and we're gonna go through a couple more questions. We got to, man. This is real. This is deep. This is
Man,
how
deep.
men, have discussions. You know
There
what I'm
you
saying?
go.
Okay, here go one. Stories worth telling with the streets. Great discussion about entrepreneurship and building partnerships. Thank you. Appreciate it. We haven't really got too deep into that part of it yet. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate it. Thank you. Dream of love. This is the most underrated talk I've ever watched. Great tips. This deserve way more views and likes. Man, real talk, real talk. I got to give you an applause for that. We appreciate that. Big time, big time. That's what's up. That's what's up. Valley Thor, I have only 8 figures in disposable income. No debt, good health, no kids. What is missing from my life? Did you say a woman now? I mean, what? You need a woman to be able to have kids. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, but like what Jerome said, it's all about picking the right one, though. You know what I'm saying? So take your time with that if you need to. Make sure you bring the right one into your life, you know, to be a part of your foundation, you know, before you make that move, you know. But that look like that's the next step, man.
Let me say this real quick to that person, too.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a female or a male. Learn who you are. Once you really learn who you are, then that's how you understand how to pick a mate. If you don't understand who you are, how am I going to pick someone to be a partner to me if I don't know who I am?
Real talk.
So you got to learn
talk.
your strengths and weaknesses so you know how to find someone that balances you out.
Yeah, real talk, real talk. That's real. Jesse Shelley, dear Paul, please let us know about guest Witted Flower. Okay. Okay, about the guest a little bit. Okay, yeah, we'll go around and we'll get to that. You know what I'm saying? One thing at a time. We giving it all to y'all today. Arab Black TV. Every man can get that. LOL. What is these dudes talking about? They have defeatist mindset. They killing themselves and the spirit of men in general. If you're talking about out there on the streets when it comes down to dudes and things like that, I mean, yeah, you know what's going on out there on the streets, man.
Are you talking about us?
Or I mean, can't be talking about us.
Nah,
we ain't talking about that in regards to that.
Yeah, I'm like, what you talking about?
Nah.
Show your face.
What is these dudes talking about? They have a defeatist mindset. Yeah, we ain't talking about
I think you're talking about the
they
Will
killing
Smith thing.
themselves. Yeah, they killing themselves.
You're talking about the Will Smith thing.
Yeah,
I think
so
you're
yeah,
talking about.
Oh, okay.
I know sometimes the comments be like, twitch, you was ready for him. Like, hey, man, I'm on it. GG. As a black woman, I have taught my daughter to date smart, avoid predators. She has a preference for white boys, and I'm not mad. Hey, whatever
Floats your boat.
whatever you want, whatever floats your boat, man. I mean, black, white, you know, red, blue. You know
They
what I'm
created
saying?
the predator.
It is what it is. I don't know if everybody feel that way, but I mean, I don't care.
Yeah,
who you date.
we don't feel that way. But anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody feel different. I don't care who you date. You know what I'm saying? The Keys review. He said seasoned meat. He did say seasoned meat. That's funny. All right. We'll get back to a couple of more comments later. Let's go into this next question. This is another really deep one, man. Men don't. We talking about the things today that men stay away from. You know, and this is another topic that men stay away from, but we're going to discuss it here. I want to start with the feminist movement. As men, how do y'all feel about it? What do y'all think? What are y'all thoughts on the feminist movement? And we're going to start this time with you, Swag. Are you familiar with the feminist movement?
No, I'm not even familiar with
Not
it.
not at all.
Let me start.
Let
me start.
Okay, we'll wrap around this way and start with you, Jerome. Then we come Johnny. Then we go to Jonathan.
I do believe that women are equal in ways. Like, I think if a woman is out there doing as much work as a man, then she should be paid equally as a man. I have no problem with any of those things. But I think the problem with the feminist movement is that they're being programmed to be men. That's where the problem comes in at. Like, there's nothing wrong with a woman going and get her bag. I have no problem with that. If you really look at the statistics, you know, black women are the most educated. So they're definitely getting their bag, which is bringing it back to the black community. So I can never have an issue with that. But the flip side of that coin is these black women that are out there getting it and becoming CEOs and things like that, they can't find a man because they're being programmed and trained to be men. And a man wants a feminine woman. I don't care if you're out there running a Fortune 500 company. You can be a man out in the business world. But when you come home, you need to be a woman. And that's the problem with that. They're not being right. They're losing their soft side. They're trying to be so hard, but then they're asking themselves, why can't I get a man? Why can't I find a man on my level? You know, most of the black CEOs don't have no choice but to date outside their race because, you know, a lot of us are not up there. And the ones that are up there, they're dating outside their race. We're being programmed to go against each other. And that's a part of the problem. But,
I mean, they dating outside their race, but once you get to a certain level up there with the money,
you want somebody on that level.
Your peers. These are your peers now.
Right, exactly.
Now, I'm not saying fuck the black woman. No, but when I get up and I get up and I get up, now I'm up here and there's nothing but badass white girls around me. And this is what I see all the time. This is what I'm gonna probably end up dating because I'm not around those sisters.
Ain't nothing wrong with having your way with that.
Yeah.
But see, here's
I'm not going for them on purpose, though. I'm just this is what's around me.
I get that, and I get that. But when you go home, you're not seeing. You might yourself be in the suburbs. You know what I mean? But you still choose where you want to live. You still choose what environment you want to be in. My personal opinion, I think the problem in the black community is you look at the Jewish community. They're strong because they stick together. You look at the Italian community. They're strong because they stick together. You look at the white community, Asian community. They all stick together. The black community is the only community that's trying to mix with every other community. We're trying to make we're so busy trying to be wanted by the other communities, and we're so busy trying to get with the other communities that we're destroying our own.
Bringing division.
Right. That's my issue.
Well,
like
with
you
me,
fall in love
we'll
with,
get more
you
into
fall
that.
in love
I
with
want us to stick to the film. We'll get into
so
it.
You fall in love with who you fall in love with. That is what it is.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is we're destroying our own community, trying to raise everybody else's community, and none of them is given to ours. None of you go to the Asian community and try to date one of them old people in their community. You're not stepping foot in there.
No. I mean, I've dated Asian. I've dated Asian. So
right. Well, I'm saying the new American Asians, but you're not dating no traditional Asian. Exactly.
All right, Johnny, and this is based off of the feminist movement.
Right.
We'll go somewhere else.
Y'all went way left with that. But let's
My
look
fault,
at,
Paul P.
No, you good. You good.
let's look at the origin of the feminist movement. The reason that the feminist movement came about is to delinquish and to dissipate the black civil rights. So when you actually look at why it came about, because when you look at 1800s, early 1900s, white women weren't allowed to vote, weren't allowed to buy land. If their husband died, they were shit out of luck. Right? But then when the black civil rights started coming about, and then black people started gaining power and momentum, how the government was like, well, how can we stop this? What can we do? So then what they done is what they always do. There's always a plan in play. Let's bring up women. Let's bring up essentially white women, but we're going to say women.
Bundle the women.
So by bringing up white women, we can kind of destroy or slow down the momentum of civil rights. But when you look at the outcome, and we touched upon it earlier, back in the 60s, 70s, 50s, the black marriages was at 80-something%. You see what I mean? There was two household parents. There was strong families. There was kids going to school. There wasn't violence. There was none of this stuff. But then you jump up 50, 60, 70, 80 years later, look at where we at. And that's all due partially to the feminist movement. So my thought is, no, I don't agree with it. I'm not saying that women are not equal to a degree. I'm not saying that, because a man can't have a child. A man can't give life. So in that aspect, a woman is stronger than a man. So I'm not saying to a degree women are not equal, but there still has to be a balance. And once you destroy that balance, that's when you fucked up the world. That's when you fucked up America. And that's why I don't agree with the feminist movement.
Real talk. All right, Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I don't agree with it to a certain extent too, because I think it has it trickles from that, and it took in and demolished kind of us as black men too, in a sense. I think the women stopped building us up as much and stuff like that. It took them, giving them more power, which took away from us. I mean, that's just why I don't agree with it, really, because I think it just demolished the power. They use it as a weapon against us.
Yeah, weaponized it. They weaponized it. That's why.
Because, like you said, back then we had so many families, we stuck together, no matter what. Because the woman is really like, she the backbone of the. Of course. She going to keep us grounded, keep the whole house running, but we.
She's the real foundation of the family. We the go-getters. We going to go and provide and protect. That's our job. Yeah. But the woman is the backbone of the family. Yeah. So once you take that out, once you take the woman out the house, the family falls apart. And that was the plan. Yeah. And it worked. Because our families now is...
Yeah. Take the man out the house.
Yeah.
Right. All right, Tom?
They took the man and the woman out the house. That's why these kids is raising kids and having kids. Because they took the man out first, Well, and then they took the woman out.
Yeah.
Because the woman had to become the man.
Yeah, the whole that the feminist movement it destroyed the black family.
Yeah, it did.
Like completely.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate you bitches because of that shit. I mean, y'all equal now. We equal. Y'all, I'm gonna treat you like a nigga. I hate you niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all want to be equal, but you know, it's if it could just go back to, you know, like the old school what I seen with my father and, you know, his woman, and you know, it wasn't even my mother. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know, who pretty much raised me, my stepmother at that time, you know, my father and my stepmother, and you know, it was real love, and she knew what she was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? She knew it, and she didn't look weak at it. You know what I mean? Now that strength that I saw in her, these females these days see it as weakness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not. That was strength that raised me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know she ain't gonna put hands on me, but she gonna tell my daddy, and he gonna put hands on me. So she still had power. And you know, because of the man right there, you know what I'm saying. So she was just as strong as him, but not in the real way, you know what I'm saying. But so,
they ran everything through the man. See,
yeah, exactly.
That made the man feel like a man because they came to him for everything, you know.
You know what I'm saying. So when they messed that up, man, it just changed the game. So, you know, and you know, our sisters, my black women, y'all fucked up when y'all wanted to be white women. You know what I'm saying, and y'all see this white man treating this white woman a certain way, and you expect the black man to be the same way, but the white man didn't go through what we went through. So we're not going to have the same luxuries in the paths that we take. You know what I mean? So, like I said, all y'all that's sticking with that feminist shit, man, fuck you bitches.
All right, bro, how you feel about that real quick?
I mean, how I feel about the feminist movement. I mean, I agree with it. You know what I'm saying?
The rest of y'all.
Ain't nothing wrong with the feminist movement because I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean? I was raised by a single mother, you know what I'm saying? And I think if it wasn't for her being there, yeah, I mean, I probably been dead or in jail for life. I mean, I had my times where I got locked up with things like that, but still my mom was there. You feel me?
That's my mom too. Our mom ain't no feminist though.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
Mom ain't no feminist.
No, I'm talking about the movement as far as like the feminist movement is by women being able to get and provide for themselves.
No.
That's what a feminist is, right? A woman that's equally as a man, get the same rights as a man, working in the field.
But mommy ain't a feminist though. Like it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't mean she's a feminist.
Right. Yeah. And because of that movement, your dad wasn't there.
Huh?
Because of that movement, your dad wasn't in the house. Your dad wasn't there. So you still would have been raised.
I doubt that because ain't no way.
You can't say that. That's the thing. Like, I understand what you're saying, but you can't say that because if your dad and your mom raised you together, you can't say how you would have ended up.
Yeah, but you understand
just saying that it was certain things put in the system that made it easier for marriages to end in the black communities.
Yeah,
that's basically what he's saying. Like that.
And that's cool, but no.
But mommy's not a feminist though.
Feminist and independence.
In fact, she'll feel offended if we called her a feminist. Trust me on that. You know what I'm saying?
Your mother's independent.
She's not a feminist.
Your mother's independent. She went out and did what she had to do.
She's a woman who have wifely traits.
Yeah, but let's get this right. A feminist is a woman having equal rights of working, getting the same pay as a man, right?
And it's different levels. Let me explain. So
that's the only thing I'm trying to say is that yes.
No, that's not where it's at now in fourth generation. That's what I'm going to explain. So let me just touch on something. So when it come down to first generation, I've done a lot of studying when it come down to the feminist movement. When it come down to the first generation feminist movement, now I understood that part of feminism, right? Mm-hmm. They was fighting for equal rights to vote. Pay, you know what I'm saying? And not just that, they wanted to be able to work because remember, women can always work and things like that. Yeah. So first generation feminist was understood. But it's when we start to get to second and third, and right now we're on the fourth wave of feminism. This is like a whole nother level where women are saying, well, if NBA players are going to get paid millions, then we should get paid millions too. Mm-hmm. Oh, and also things like, hey, we want to be in the army with men too, but we don't want to have to do exactly what they do to get paid what they getting paid. In the households, even though you're making more, and yeah, I want to date you, but why should I have to wash the dishes and fold the clothes and things like that? Mm-hmm. You should have to do it too. What makes you better than me just because you're making more? It's at another place. We're in fourth generation feminism where women want it all now. You know what I'm saying? Mommy's not a feminist because she ain't a woman who's saying I want it all.
No, I'm
That's
saying
a
as far as the
feminist.
right part. I mean, if you want to talk about feminists, there's a lot of ways
it's not
you
a
can
right
explain
part
it.
anymore. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like first generation feminists, I think every man agree with that. Like that's why they approved, you know, those things. Like okay, women could vote. Yeah, of course, and women should be able to work.
But that's what I mean. What I mean, okay, you want to say now? I'll take that back. But only thing I'm trying to say is that her getting rights where she get equal pay as men, like get more. I'm trying to say that's how she was able to afford and provide for me growing up. As a man.
But you have to.
You know what I'm saying? Without her having that pay, getting them rights.
It's important to be careful and explain it though. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not a feminist. When it comes down to first generation feminists, I believe all men are cool with that.
Right. Absolutely.
When it comes to fourth generation feminism, no men agree with that. And I don't think any woman that's a wife understands what it is to be a wife and understands what a woman role is cool with fourth generation feminism. So that's what I'm saying. Like that, not cool with that. You know what I'm saying? To be real with you, they don't like to say it, but a lot of the women who sit on this table every week, they don't even understand it, but they're fourth generation feminists at a high level. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand what it is to be a woman that's married and have a husband, and what it takes to be a woman that's married and have a husband and play that wifely role. They don't get it. Everything that you say is misogynistic to them. Oh, I want a submissive woman. Misogyny. I don't want a woman that's non-confrontational. Misogyny. You get what I'm saying?
JY,
everything that you say
a lot of
to
people
them.
get the feminist movement mixed up with the equal rights.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. But that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of ways you can explain it. You know what I'm saying? Like the way the way I was talking about, I guess, is the first wave.
It's just important. That's just important.
One way is equal. Is one way is
that's what I actually
hate men. Anything
they
do.
No, I know that way. I know
that's the way.
That's where we're at now.
Let me clarify too, ladies. That's the version I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's where we're at now.
Exactly, and that's the version I was about to get to too. That's what I was talking about. You know, I was just breaking it down as far as like I know it's different types of feminists.
But she's not a feminist though. Let's just make that clear. Mom, you're not a feminist. We know that. You're a married woman, good woman who have wifely traits and amazing. You know what I'm saying? Not a feminist.
Yeah, but
about the
what
rights.
he said
Just
just
the rights.
Paul,
Yeah.
the equal rights was good because you gotta look at this. In a household, they gave the equal rights case a woman can work too. Because what if a man lost his job?
Right.
Then what do you do?
But that's what I was.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I was
that's
talking
what-
about.
yeah,
though. That's what I'm
right,
saying.
yeah,
I said
yeah,
without
that
that, I don't know
understand
where I'll
what
be.
you're
I'll be
saying.
probably
Yeah.
dead or in jail because I'll be out robbing, stealing, and killing every day.
Gotcha.
Because I didn't have my dad in my house
Yeah.
growing up. It was just my mom. So that's what I mean by that. That's what I was explaining. I wasn't explaining as far as like my mom just a woman that can't keep a man or hate man or go against everything a man. I was talking about in a way as far as like not having the rights. She wouldn't be able to provide for me and raise me. You know what I'm saying? To keep me out the streets, you know?
Yeah. But also to understand Johnny and Jerome, because like this is the thing that we do got to understand, and it's really important to break this part down as well. If it wasn't for feminism though, a lot of the household that became broken later, that second and third generation feminists went to the black communities and said, hey, here go WIC. Here go food stamps.
Right.
Here go certain
Here go
things to
Section
where,
8.
and guess
Here go
what?
Section
And guess
8.
what? If you get those things,
You
the
gotta
man
get rid
can't
of-
be in the
right.
house.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
If those
Exactly.
things didn't happen, it wouldn't have put the women in positions to be like, well, I don't necessarily need them. In fact, I want something differently. I want more, because divorces in the black community wasn't happening before that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So the race that went towards the feminism more are black women. You get what I'm saying? If you look at fourth generation feminism, the majority of them are black women now. You get what I'm saying? Like, just take a look at that. So this kind of even go back to what you said, Jerome. Like, I get it. Like, I know how y'all feel about that. Like, black men should be with black women, right? Okay. Can you blame black men though with where we're at now today for going outside of their race because it's not any valuable wife out there that are black women when it comes down
disagree
to
with that.
so
I
you
disagree
think that
with
black
that.
men should just go and just find one and date one?
Okay, hold on.
That's what you believe?
Hold on.
Even if it's
I
not
still-
none out when fourth generation feminism is ran by black women. And look, I don't got nothing against no race. I'll date anyone. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, are you now trying to tell black men, hey, even if it's not a lot of them out there and most of them may be a part of that feminist movement, you should still pick one of them?
All
what-
I was going to argue with is you can't say there's none out there.
Yeah. No,
they might be more
There's
difficult.
some out there.
I give you that. It might be more
But are
difficult.
you telling men that, hey, go find her?
This is
Is that what you're saying?
This is how I was raised. It's just point blank, period. I was raised by my mother. My dad was in the house, none of that. I'm not talking about that. But as far as women, I was raised by my mother, a strong grandmother, strong aunts. So for me to look at any woman who doesn't look like my mother, doesn't look like my sisters, doesn't look like my aunts or other people,
to me is disrespectful. For me to bring this home and say this is what I deem to be beautiful, and she don't look like no woman that raised me, to me, that's disrespectful.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Different time.
Right. No, I'm not. Do what y'all want. You already know how.
But you
where
know
I'm at.
though, you do,
what
but you do
want.
agree it's a
But
different time though.
No, definitely it's a
Okay,
different time.
that's all I'm
but
saying.
that's just how we were raised.
Yeah, as long as
we're
that's
not knocking
understood,
it.
though.
We're
And-
not knocking
yeah.
it, but that's how we
As long
were
as that's
raised.
understood,
that's
it's
understood.
a different
but
time.
Let me I understand that, but let me also add this. You keep saying it's a different time,
It is.
but it is. But look at the time that we're in. Look at how destroyed the black community is because y'all think that, well, it's a different time. These women are better because they're getting more. But what are they bringing to you? What are they bringing to you? What are they bringing to the black community? It's a different time because
Can they
this
relate
is.
to?
Hey,
Can they relate to you?
They can't. When they
Jerome,
can't.
you just
relate to
mentioned though earlier, hey men, go and find a valuable wife. Find.
So, but you're saying that there's no black valuable women out there?
I'm saying if that man say, okay, that's what I'm gonna look for, and he sees this group, and out of the group, one of them is Hispanic, white, or whatever, are you now telling that man, nah, don't pick her out of all the women, and she's the one valuable one that you found? Are you telling him that?
No, I'm not saying that. But this is what I'm saying. You got to understand the programming that America is under. You got to understand the programming that y'all generations is under. It's programming, and y'all don't understand that. You're programmed daily to, you see white women, blue eyes, blonde hair, straight hair. This is what they keep telling you is deemed to be beautiful. So you don't think that the afro is beautiful no more. You don't think that the braids is beautiful no more.
Though, Jerome.
No, it is. But listen what I'm saying.
Not that.
No,
you go into a whole nother place
I'm
with
not
it.
because it is that. Like, listen, you gonna fall in love with who you fall in love with. It is a different world. Now you can travel the world, you can meet all kind of women, and there's all kind of beautiful women. But you gotta realize there's not one continent that you can touch down on that there's not black people there.
Yeah,
we was in every continent first. You can go to the deepest parts of Japan, and there's black people there.
I believe where we're at now is men, because there's so many issues and problems, right? We all know that, right? It's a lot, right? I think the most important thing for men right now, where we're at, is to find freaking wives. Find somebody who
that's hard.
Find someone who you could start a family with and bring some kids into this world. Because let's be real, no matter what, your kids is gonna be black. The world is gonna look at them as black. So no matter what, because when it come down to the marriageable rate, let me finish this. When it come down to marriage, black men are married at 24%, but guess what? Black women are married at 12 to 14%, right? So it's not even a lot of us even married. We're here talking about everybody either been divorced, haven't been married yet, and all type of things going on, right? So I'm like, look, let's solve this problem first. Men, because that's what this is all about, men. Find a wife. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day,
find yourself.
Yeah. Oh no, of course. We're talking. No. I'm talking about when now we're bringing the women into the equation.
And I'm agreeing with you, but this is what I'm saying. You can't find a wife until you find yourself.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm just saying when you do get past that, you don't have to say, well, she just have to be this. No, man, because you may do that and never get married. And you didn't bring no kids into this world. You did not help the reason on why God put us here as men. You know what I'm saying? Family, right? So we need to solve that first. That's all I'm saying.
No,
I
agree with that.
One thing at a time. Now when we get to that place, I'm with all of that. But man, we got to get to that place, man. We far from where we were at in the 50s and 60s. You know?
And that's all I'm saying, right?
I gotta agree with him on the programming, though. Like,
yeah, of course, we know that.
I'm just saying that because. You know why I work out, what I do. I talk to a lot of kids, and a lot of them program. They say they don't even want a black girl.
Yeah,
exactly.
I know this.
The young generation.
I know this. I'm with all of that. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with all of that. But with the point that I'm coming from is something totally different. I saw most of my uncles. They married all type of women, but they was with black women and things like that. So it never have nothing with more of the millennials. Own up. That's not really what's in our mindset. It's more, look, man, I want to have a family. I want to have kids. So. This is what I'm into. I'm going to go find that right woman and move on with my life. That's all I'm saying. Now this new generation, I don't know. And that's why I'm saying the most important thing right now is to show men how to be valuable men and also know how to find the right woman. That's the first
Let me just jump in and say this real fast. Statistically speaking, the black race is down by, I want to say, 38% because of the feminist movement, other movements that broke the black family apart. That's why the Mexicans have crazy populated the way they did. They populated the way that the black community was supposed to populate. So the plan was to depopulate The black race,
community.
the black and Hispanic race, but they couldn't stop them. They was fucking like rabbits. But anyway, so no disrespect, but so my thing is this. My thing is, and I'm not disagreeing. Find a wife. That's ultimately important. But when we sit here and we bash the black women, when we sit here and say there ain't no valuable black women, we have to look at the two main reasons. The first main reason is programming. It's the programming that started post-slavery to break down the black families and the black communities, to pit the black woman against the black man. That's the first thing. The second thing is the black men. We did not protect our black women. We fell into that false ideology. We fell into that false idolhood of white women are deemed to be beautiful and all this whole other bullshit. So we stop. We start feeling like if we can get a white woman, we won.
We've made it. Right?
We made it. We're successful. If we get a white woman, then they'll let us come to their table and make more money. So we did not protect our black women. So when you look at where black women are today, they're aggressive, they're angry, they're all these different things. Yeah. Bitter, all these different things. And it's hard for us to want to be in a relationship with them because we like, shit, we want some fucking peace. And we can't get no peace because they arguing and yelling, they're doing all these things. But what we have to realize as black men is it's our fault.
Exactly.
It's our fault.
I agree with that.
So instead of abandoning them,
well, we're part of the fault. We're not all.
We're not all. Hold on. We're not 100%. We're not
fault though.
We're not 100%. But we're easily 50% easy because our job is to protect our women. Our job is to protect our families, and we failed at that.
We do have.
So hold on. Let me finish saying this real fast, and I'll let y'all get going. My point is this. Before y'all so quick to abandon a black woman, before y'all so quick to dog them and talk about them and dismiss them, realize I'm not even saying everybody at this table. I'm talking about people in general. I'm talking about black men in general. Just like this brother was saying that, you know, in the barbershop, black boys come up to me, I ain't fucking with no black girls, all that stuff. What I'm saying is realize that we're a part of the problem. And even if you don't want to date a black woman, still try to fix it.
Right.
Still uplift them, respect them.
What if we don't want
you don't have to.
What if I'm on top of God? I just want something.
You don't have to. I'm saying, listen, this is what I'm saying.
Something different from another race or learn Spanish or
we in a whole nother generation. That's what I'm saying. It's
I'm
about
not saying
where we're in a whole nother generation.
I'm not saying. Hold on.
Like
I'm not saying you have. No. I say
it.
even if you don't want to date a black woman or marry a black woman,
Don't tear them down.
Don't tear them down. That's what I'm saying.
Agreed.
Don't tear them down.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
That's all. Because it's our fault that they're down where they're at. It's partially our fault. So we need to start uplifting them. Even if we don't want them, we need to start uplifting them and help them get back up to the levels they supposed to be at. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, that's what this show is about.
I understand what you're saying because I done heard people say as black men dating other race like white women or whatever, and they downgrade our black women, and we don't protect them. You know, we don't speak up on them. We don't stand up. We let them talk and degrade our women.
Right.
That's all.
Okay, but do the black women protect us too?
Yeah.
Absolutely. They do.
I mean,
absolutely.
We gotta look at that part too.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. Okay.
No, we have to stop as far as both sides.
Yeah.
Pointing at each other and saying, my hurt is better than yours, or we know worse than yours, and just accept it. Both heal. Let's help each other heal. Yeah. Just automatically. You've been through it. I've been through it. Let's heal.
Yeah.
Let's help each other heal. Not who's the worst heal. I'm worse than you. Let's just work it out, baby, and just figure this out.
And also we got to understand something. When we saying that, okay, if it happens, I'll date outside my race. We're not saying that we're abandoning black women, because when it come down to it. Real talk, I'm gonna always stick up for black women over any race. Period. I mean, you know, I have great partnerships and relationship with them. My aunties, my mom. You know, the majority of women in my life are black women. I'm gonna always have they back, stick up for them. Whatever they need from me as a man, I'm there, right? But for me, with where we're at, that don't mean that you should say, well, because of that, I'm only going to date a black woman. I don't think that you have to say that though.
We're
I
not
think
really
that's
saying
another
that.
level.
No, we're not really saying that though. I'm saying that should always be your first option. But like I said before, you fall in love with who you fall in love with. You can travel the world,
and it's not even about love. Even that to me, I don't think it's even about love.
No, it's not.
It's
I mean,
about
you're
who
attracted
fits
to.
your
You're
preference.
attracted to
Who
who
are you
you're
building
attracted
with?
to. We don't have a problem with that. My real problem is you see these athletes and entertainers. The minute they're with black women, their whole life. The minute they get $5, then they start talking about the black women. They start degrading black women. Those things. That's what's destroying our community. That's what's got the. You say, well, I want a black woman that shake her ass and this and that. Then they go on Instagram and they start shaking their ass, and then you be like, oh, you a hoe. You this and that. But they're trying to do whatever it takes to get your attention because they just want their black men. And we get to a certain status and we dog them. That's what our issue is.
Well, we got to stop dogging each other because women
That's
dog us
always
too,
that.
man. And we know that. We get
But
dogged.
but Ron, to touch on that, what you saying about shaking their butts and stuff. Like we ain't look at a woman like that as something we want to fuck. We ain't looking at a woman like, oh, we're gonna take her home, we're gonna marry her. That's I mean,
okay, but you also
don't understand that.
You also got to look at the stereotype.
we try to tell them, but they don't want to listen.
Okay, but you also got to look at the programming.
Yeah.
You see MTV, BET, all them stations don't play shit but black women being over sexualized.
Yeah.
So now in America, black women are over sexualized. So now when we see a black woman shaking her ass, oh, you a hoe. But then when a white woman is shaking her ass, oh, she got talent.
Right, she got rhythm. She got
You see,
talent.
so all that. No, but
you don't see too many white ones.
But I'm saying the ones you look at Kim
Poison
Kardashian.
in their ass and everything else to look
now,
like a black
yeah.
woman.
Now they
So
do
you
it.
got
they
to
shaking
look
their ass, so
at
they're
you got to
doing
look
it.
at the programming too. You got to look at the programming too.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we all know it's a lot of work in our community that's needed.
That
We know
needs
it's
to
a
be done.
lot.
It's
It's
a
a
lot that
lot,
needs to
and
be
it look
done.
like it's getting worse. So we have to have these conversations, and that's why we here. But let's just also understand, though, too. We should not sit here and say, "Hey, you need to date this race," though. That's the only thing that I just don't agree with. Especially if this was the 50s and 40s, maybe I get it, I understand, because you gotta, in order to protect your life. Yeah, it's probably in your best interest, right? But we're in a different place, man, and at the end of the day, I think that men need to, after they build, they should not have to wait for a woman to be ready. If you find that right one, after you built your foundation and she's in different race, go for it, man, because we need families too. And I think that's important right now because we don't have families together. Families are apart, they're separated, kids are growing up in one-parent homes, and that's a bigger issue. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying when it comes down to that. But all right, let's break into this another one. I know we getting a little, we almost wrapping it up and things like that. But I gotta get into this question, and right after this question, we'll go into business. We'll touch on that really quick, and then we'll end it. But this next one I gotta get into and ask: independent boss chick or traditional woman? Which one would you prefer as a man, and why? This is something that I ask women all the time when it comes down to what type of woman you are. And I believe a lot of women don't understand why men pick what they pick when it come down to this. So I thought it'd be good for us to break it down and have that conversation really quick about it. So we'll start with you, Swag. Independent boss chick or traditional woman?
I want a traditional woman. You know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of household I grew up in. Seeing my mom single, my grandma in the household, cooking, getting it in, doing things with the kids, raising me, help. I ain't had no father, you know what I'm saying? So I can't, I gotta be traditional. I want a family. I want the house. I want the backyard. I want all that. You know what I'm saying? If you're not with that, I'm good.
All right, for sure. All right, Tom.
Traditional. Okay. I mean, it still depends on what kind of man you are. You know what I mean? If you at that point you didn't raise kids and all this, and you at a certain age, and that traditional shit might not be good for you right now. Yeah. You might want that independent boss. Let's get this paper together and do our thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Depending on where you at, you know what I'm saying? But if you still on that, you want family, you want more family, you know what I mean? Because, you accepting whoever she is, you accepting her family too. So you picking up, you know what I'm saying? That's part of the tradition, you know what I'm saying? Independent, like the boss ones, you don't really, I don't know if anybody ever dated one, but you don't really meet they people.
Yeah, you don't.
You know what I'm saying? You don't really know, like, where the fuck you come from? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but I go
I mean,
traditional.
we was talking about marriage though. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would you rather pick,
Would
a
you
boss
marry
chick
one?
or
An
yeah,
independent
traditional?
I mean,
Because it's
most
like
of them-
you want to talk about we ain't married. I mean, it's really you just single. I mean, so you can't really put yourself as like I'm in a relationship with this person really because you're really single. So we just saying marriage. What would you rather choose, a traditional or a boss
Traditional.
chick? Yeah.
All right, Jonathan.
Man, I like a little bit of both. I ain't gonna lie.
You gotta pick one, man.
I
One
gotta
or the
pick
other.
one.
You gotta pick one.
From where I grew up, I had to do traditional. Then I mean, the way I grew up, I had to do traditional.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jerome. Can't mix it up, Jerome. You only can pick one.
Listen, I can't do that. Like you keep saying, this is a different time.
Yeah.
So I need that
Oh, now it's a
traditional
different time?
boss chick.
Yeah.
51%. Which one you gonna get 51%? Traditional or the boss chick?
Why can't I have them both?
Yeah, no, because that's what this is about.
You said it's
know,
a different time. I'm going by what you said. You
But
said it's a different time.
51%. Which one you gonna pick more of? Traditional.
Traditional.
Or okay. All right.
But I
Done.
feel like you forced me into that answer.
Nah, we all may want a little bit of both, but you know, I'm just saying, which one would you go more
both,
towards?
But of course, more
Yeah.
traditional.
All right.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. All right, Johnny.
I mean, like brother was saying, you obviously got to understand who you are. But me knowing who I am and the type of woman I want, I'm a 6-figure nigga, so.
Yeah.
I need a traditional woman who going when I get home, my bath water's ran, my food is on the table, my house is clean.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know how I get down, so it's traditional all the way for me.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm glad that I mean, women already know how I feel, especially when I sit at this table every week. It's always traditional, right? But I'm glad that everybody got to break it down here because the women don't understand, when it come down to it, what we are really looking for. And I always say, universally, when it come down to this, men are gonna say traditional. Universally, you know what I'm saying? They say, oh, why you don't want to, you're scared to be with a woman who is independent. You know what I'm saying? Or is that too much of a challenge for you? They start saying things like that, and I'm like, nah. When it come down to it, if you with a boss, a dude who out there getting it, you got to understand something. It's things that he need done traditionally to make sure that his foundation continue to grow. Right. If you're not doing those things and helping the foundation build and grow, then what is the use of the relationship being there? You could be my business partner then if it's going to be that. You can not my wife. You know what I'm saying? Right. But when it comes down to my household and what I'm building, I need somebody who could, help me out with those things and be there because that's how we're going to be able to be the best we could be together. Right. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, them bosses, they abandoned legacy.
Yeah.
Like they keeping it like what they use. They quoted today. That's the what they say. Everybody generational wealth. These independent bosses, you're not starting no generation though. You know what I'm saying? You're not helping with this by saying it. So you're just being selfish. Right. You're just being selfish, wanting money for you and me and just us and. Me on the traditional side, I'm like thinking about the kids. Right. I'm thinking about everything else past us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Independent, the boss chick, she's just selfish. You know what I'm saying? Or it's still selfish because she might have kids already. She's not going to give you a baby, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, whoa. Yeah. So that's why I'm going traditional. Like,
real talk.
Wham, you about to be on the table.
Hey, all the way around the board. Traditional. All around the board. Traditional. That's what it is. All right. I actually got a lot more other questions, man, but I want to get into this really quick so we could give people this for a second, man. So what I want to touch on right now is when it come down to the things that we're doing independently, on business and all type of things, and you could touch on that with this question if you want. What was the thing that inspired you as a man to get into what you're into right now, and where do you want to see it go, and what is some advice do you give to men who also is looking into whatever you're doing, when it come down to that certain situation? And we'll start with you, Johnny.
If I understand the question correctly, you're asking what our passions is and what we're doing in business. Yeah,
touch on a little bit of what you're doing in business, but also what inspired you to want to get into business and things like that, and what's some advice that you could give to a young man out there that's looking into getting into that world?
Okay, so like Rome said, we come from a family, like literally we probably have 80 businesses in our family. Like all my aunts, uncles, from my grandmothers, both grandmothers had 12 kids on down. We own all type of stuff. So we were raised to always build. We were raised to always create something. Harvard Law teaches you it's better to create a job than to go work a job.
Right.
You know, so that's the ideology that we come from. So when I look at what am I going to do in my life, when I look at what's most valuable is time. And how do you own your own time? The only way you can own your own time if you work for yourself and control your own destiny. Because if I have to work for you and punch your clock 8 hours, 12 hours a day, then what does that leave for me to control my own destiny? You know, and then I always try to teach young people, when you want to go, if you follow the Eurocentric ideology of, you know, grow up, go to college, get married, go buy a house, and your house is your biggest asset, that's buffoonery. That's stupidness. Because your house is your biggest liability. And if that's your biggest asset is a house, then you're in debt, and you're going to be in debt for the rest of your life. So the way I think is, when you want something, you built something to pay for it. So if I want a house, I'm going to go build a business, and say if this house is $1.2 million, I'm going to create a business that's going to create that revenue that's going to pay for this house. That way, I'm not beheld to this house. I'm not controlled by this house. Because if I don't go to work one day, if I get sick and if I call off, I can't afford this house. So this house gets foreclosed on. If I want to buy a car, I'm going to go build something that's going to pay for that car. If we're beheld to those things, if we're beheld to materialistic things, then we're still in slavery. And that's what America teaches you, is to stay in slavery. So I think I answered your question.
Appreciate that. Nah, he broke it down. Appreciate that, man. Jerome.
So the part, and I'm going to piggyback off of Johnny, but the part he missed in the question is passion. Our passion is writing. We could write anything. Like, we're so gifted with a pen, it's crazy. We write movies, scripts, books, we done it all. So that's our passion. But in today's world, you got to understand, your passion is one thing, but you still got to have a foundation. So, like he said, with most of the people in our family, and a lot of the people in our family owning businesses and stuff, how can I chase this passion if I can't pay the rent or if I can't put food on the table? So you have to learn how to balance whatever you want to do. So for people out there, he already explained that we got into business because that's just where we come from. That's just our understanding of how to move in this world or whatever. But passion to me is just as important. It's just as an important part of your foundation as anything else. If you don't have passion, if you don't have nothing to dream about, you're waiting to die. So you need passion. So you have to figure out.
A dream shall perish.
Exactly. So you have to, like I always say, the best thing you could do for yourself is to really learn who you are. And once you learn who you are, you understand what your passions are. Find a way. If you can't find a way to monetize your passion, find a way to build a foundation that can sustain you, where you can still have time for your passion. Never get caught up in one lane to where you, like he said, if you working for someone else, all you're doing, you're spending your life helping that man get his dream. But your dream is dying, and as your dream dies, you die. So I think I answered your question, but
you definitely went into it. You definitely got into it, man. That was real.
I think I answered your question, but
Well, I'm gonna start with something that says, if you do not take the time to fulfill your dreams, you will find yourself working for someone to fulfill their dreams.
Exactly.
So my role was a little bit different from y'all. I didn't grow up with family with businesses and stuff like that. I came from nothing, and I looked at me owning my business and building a business for myself, like you said, for my time to do what I want to do, to enjoy life, to enjoy things I want to do. So that's basically where it started. I just wanted to be successful. You know, it's like some of my family, some of them own businesses, but I wasn't close to them to see that until I got older. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, it was already in me. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Real talk, man. All right, Tone.
Let me see if I get something like you. Consistency looks like luck To people that don't know no better. Anyway, let me go into what I gotta say. No, but you know, like my man said though, like, you know, I'm from the gutter, like real gutter dude, you know, and like I said, being consistent at just always getting to the bread and being, like, always seem to position myself around people that was doing something. Even when I was a knucklehead, you know what I'm saying? I came into some money young, as far as on some street shit, and I had a female. She was like 35 or whatever. You know, I was like 20, and she was like, "Buy this. You need to buy this duplex." And I'm like, "Cuz I ain't buying that shit. I'm going to strip club, blah blah blah, and doing all these things." And I didn't buy the duplex, but that same year, my father passed, and he owned 2 apartment complexes, and then he left them to me. So now I've been thrown into something, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm street, and so I don't know nothing about this. So I got to learn quick, and I got to deal with family. So I'm going from California to Detroit, because it's in Michigan, and it's out in Detroit. So I'm going out there. I got to figure out. I got to get with like property management companies. I got to learn in real time. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, and then that's how I came across that. And then, like I said, you know, when I'm out here, I'm in Long Beach, and I've always been around people. And I was dating this Cambodian chick, and that's how I end up getting into the nail shit, because, you know, it's politics in that, as far as where you get your spaces at, and that whole nail business is Asians run that shit. So me and her had a real close thing, but we was like gonna go to the next step, the next level with it. And her father real traditional, and he wasn't with the nigga shit, you know what I'm saying? So we deaded that, but he seen on the business tip, he was like, "Look, I'll deal with you on some of this, woo woo woo." So we got the little nail shit with her, because I seen with the sisters, like that money come in crazy with that nail shit. And it's like the whole, you know, and that's how I got it. But I always position myself around people that had something going on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the knowledge, but I put myself around people that did have the knowledge, and it put me in the game. And then I just piggyback that pretty much, and I'm learning, and I'm about to get another shop and all this stuff, because now I know what to look for, because I know the language, because I've been around people that speak that language. I didn't go to school for it, but I've been around and I learned enough of the language to kind of make moves on my own. And if I need help, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say consistency. Be around the right people that's talking about the right shit, and you'll make it. If you're around a motherfucker that everybody do is smoke weed, you're going to get into the weed game some kind of way, because that's all y'all talk about. So get around people that do what you want to do, and that was my passion, just be consistency around the right folks, you know what I'm saying? Which even led me to here. This my dude, he, you know, woo woo, and, you know, now I'm on podcast, you know, letting the world know me.
That's right. All right, Swag.
Yeah, you know, I don't own no business right now, anything like that, but I do have a dream about, you know, I feel like I am gonna be able to do it, is open up my own clothing shop in my old neighborhood back in the day. I want to do that, but right now I'm working for a cannabis company, and it taught me a lot. It taught me to, you know, I ain't got to really get it out in the streets, you know what I'm saying, like that, to get money. You know, I could get it the right way. Get your license, you know, get certain things. You can open. I got friends that I think from Long Beach. He got his own thing going on, his own delivery service and stuff like that, and it showed me that, you know, I could do this too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna lay back, sit back, and just not open up my own thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So for the kids out there, whoever listening, that's at a young age. You can open all these little shops you see out there on every corner and stuff like that. You can do that. You can do the same thing too. For real.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you know, one thing I gotta say, bro. You know, honestly, bro, just, you know, being with you, building this right here, man. Because, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna lie, like back then, you know, I was lost. You know what I'm saying? And for men to have something where then they can watch and actually learn and know what direction to take, that means a lot. Because, you know, I've been in jail before, got locked up numerous of times, got in fights, everything like that. And I feel like if I had a better direction, instead of trying to get this fast money, if I had someone to really, you know what I'm saying, to hear, you know, and lead me in a direction, and to take my time, and then, you know, patience is the virtue. If I had direction like that, I mean, things could have been a lot different. You feel me? So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, growing this right here, I think that's gonna be a big deal breaker to me, man. It you know, it fulfill everything that, man, it accomplished everything in my life, man. Honestly.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when it came down to everything, you know, when inspirations and things like that in my life, like as I mentioned, I come from a very big family. You know, my grandfather was a preacher, 18 kids, over 100 of his grandchildren. We grew up poor, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have everything like that, you know what I'm saying? So I was the oldest out of all the grandchildren, and I knew it was something that didn't feel right, but I knew I wanted to do something with my life. So being observant, I latched on to 3 people in my life. It was my uncle, who was an accountant, you know, on my mom's side of the family. Paid attention to him. One of my uncles who actually went somewhere with music, who you know, worked with, you know, Genuine and all that as a sound engineer. Paid attention to him, and actually my mother, you know, because my mother was a single woman, and I didn't see no man around me hustling the way she was, trying to be who she was, right? So I latched on to those 3 people, and I'm like, okay, I got all these cousins and siblings who looking up to me. I got to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't, I may make a move that may lead them in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's a lot of pressure, but I didn't give a fuck about the pressure part. I just saw, wow, if I go do this, they follow me. If I go do this, they follow me. I got to figure this shit out. You get what I'm saying? So just being in that position, you know, I kept fucking up, hitting my head on concrete over and over and over again. You know why? Because a lot of us didn't have guidance and direction, and nobody showing us how to do shit, right? So I just had to keep on hitting my head on concrete until I figured it out, you know? And what led me into medical is because my mom was a nurse. And like I said, who you going to look up to the most? Right. One of your parents wasn't, to be real, my pops. So it's my mother. So I'm like, okay, I want to learn something in the medical field. You know, my mother's a nurse. I could figure that shit out, right? And it just happened. But it took a lot, living in the car, you know what I'm saying? All type of shit that I went through. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's basically what, you know, led me to what I'm doing today. And I would say out of all of them, my mother was probably my main inspiration that led me to build what I build in my life. You know, so
I 100% agree with that.
For sure. Yeah, man. So all right, let's get into the last, you know, question on here and then wrap it up, man. So basically whatever advice you give to, you know, you got to give to young men out there, you know, give it right now. And also let people know where they could, you know, follow you. And if you want to shout out, you know, your Instagram, whatever, just, you know, let the people know what's up, you know. And we'll start with start with Swag this time.
Man, something that really stuck with me was I used to talk to somebody back in the day, a couple of years ago, and she told me to never forget to think, feel, and act. You know, think about it, feel it. If it feels real, do it, and act on it. You know what I'm saying? And you can catch me at Geronimo Swag, you know, on Instagram. Get at me.
What's up? All right, Tom.
Man, they really coming with it. I don't know if I got dig deep again or what. Nah, but just don't. Yeah, crazy. Look. Like for like I'm telling you, anybody out there, man, just stay true to yourself, and you know, be consistent in whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Just keep it positive and keep being consistent at it. You know, like I said, I didn't came from the gutter, and you know, I raised in Detroit, and I came out here at 14, 15, started banging and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I did penitentiary time and all that, but it flipped. Now I'm who I am and got it cracking. And, you know, I have a daughter that's 18 and a daughter that's 15. They live with me, not with their mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really took charge of my life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no deadbeat ass nigga. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted how I talk and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's at the end of the day, I'm a man's man, and I'm looking for a woman, that real woman, traditional woman. And for all of y'all out there, just be true to yourself, keep it positive, and if you want it, you could achieve it. You know what I mean? If you really put that pressure on the game, the streets, the people, all that, everybody lost. You find yourself and you gonna move right past everybody, because they gonna stay lost, because they gonna follow the trends, they gonna follow the Instagram, they gonna follow all the wrong things to follow. You know what I mean? But you can follow me on Instagram if you want, on the Swahili, you know, like the African word Swahili underscore Kiway. It's Keiwey. That's and underscore Dulo. you could go to that's on my Instagram. You can go to that, and do not judge me by my page, you know, because I don't know if y'all could peep it. Sometimes I talk shit, so but I still love y'all.
All right, for sure. That's what's up, Tone. All right, Jonathan.
You can follow me at Blackman_cuts. But one thing I want to give a message to y'all out there looking, nothing beat a failure but a trier. So if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. You can conquer anything that you want as long as you put your mind to it and you believe in it. Just keep believing and push forward, young men. We here for you. If you need some advice, if you need anything from us, just call us. We here for you. Thank you.
That's what's up, bro. All right, Jerome.
To me, the most important thing is knowledge. Education is everything. When I say education, I don't mean college and, this European education. I mean education of self. With your cell phone, with your computer, you can learn anything. You have to understand that no matter what your environment is, no matter what your situation is, no matter how poor or how bad your situation is, if you have a cell phone, if you have access to a cell phone or computer, there's nothing you can't learn. So once you learn who you are, there's nothing that could ever stop you. And before you ever become successful, you have to tell yourself that you can be. You have to believe in yourself because no one else will ever believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. So knowledge of self is the most important thing. And I always tell people that, the internet is the greatest creation because there's nothing you can't learn on it. You can Google anything. So whatever you want to do, whatever your passion is, you don't have to know anything about it. But you can Google it. You can learn it. You can teach yourself. And you can, always make a plan and put everything in your life to that plan. I don't believe in plan Bs because if you're making a plan B, that means you don't really believe in your plan. So learn yourself. Dedicate yourself, 100% of yourself to whatever you want to do and just do it. And you're never constricted to your environment. No matter if you're starving in one area, move. Walk the fuck away. Leave. If you in Detroit, Chicago, wherever you at, and if you feel like in that environment you will never become anything, if you never see anything, walk away. Because God will always have you. Wherever you go, you will always survive. It's human nature for you to survive. So you can make it anywhere. Just believe in yourself.
Sure. You got anywhere you want people to find you on Instagram? You good on that?
I don't really do Instagram because I think it's a distraction.
For sure. That's what's up.
It is.
Right,
Instagram is just for my business. Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Hey, real quick, because they hit me with some deep stuff. So, a champion is afraid of losing. Everyone else is afraid of winning. All right, I got mine.
That's what's up. I gotta give you that, man, because you brought out the phone and everything, brother. You brought out the phone and everything. Gotta give you that. That was good. I gotta give you that. John.
You're a funny dude. Okay, he threw me off with that. Okay, let me see if I can come up with something smart real fast. Nah. My mantra is self-preservation preserves above all. And what that means, if you can't preserve yourself, if you can't take care of yourself, if you can't provide for yourself, you can't provide for no one else. So always make sure you take care of you first. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, feed yourself first. Because without you, everything, all the responsibilities that you have, your children, your family, your wife, all that falls apart. So self-preservation preserves above all. Me first. That's not selfishness. It's taking care of yourself. Okay, outside of that, you can find me at jhall_writer, jhall the writer, jhall_the writer on Instagram, something like that. You can find me at fullcircle.com. You can find me at twinimagestaffing.com. You can find me at, I got a lot of stuff. I don't know. But anyway, that's it.
For sure. Last words, little bro?
Yeah, I just say, so, all the men out there, just be a leader, not a follower, because there's a lot of people out there that's following other people and that's leading them in the wrong direction. And on top of that, they starting to lose focus who they really are. And then that's how dudes end up getting sprung out on drugs or trying to kill themselves or just get lost, So, I just say, you know, just be a leader, not a follower. You know, just trust who you are, believe in yourself, and yeah, keep it pushing like that.
Yeah. I mean, y'all see me every week. You know, you know the same message. It never changes. Dudes out there, stop being bums. You know what I'm saying? Stop, you know, laying at home on mother's couch, grandma's couch. Get up, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And when you do get that bag and you build your foundation, when you ready to date, go overseas. I'm just playing with y'all. Nah.
You just came back, then. You just came back. He just came back.
Hey, I'm just playing with y'all. Hey, listen, but yeah, man. Hey, enjoy all of y'all, man. Hey, I appreciate it. This is the very, very first all men's panel. And, man, I think we got a hit here, man. Come on, man. We got a hit. Yeah. All right. But we are going to end it here. We love you all. The Nothing to Something podcast. We are out of here. Deuces.
Started crashing.